Dude, what is?
All right, let's close the door.
Following their first shutout loss at home this season, the Red Sox return refreshed after an off day, and they do so chasing history with a rivalry renewed. It's the Red Sox and the Chatham Anglers at Red Wilson Field coming up next. And welcome into the Red Wilson broadcast booth. I'm Sam Lowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. The Red Sox lost Tuesday to Orleans 2-0, the first shutout loss here at home this season, and the Red Sox were unbeaten in their previous 5 games. So that one cooled them down. But despite the shutout loss, the Red Sox had plenty of opportunities in that one, Carlo.
Yeah, they left 12 on the base paths. We saw 4 players hit by a pitch. 6 were walked aboard. I mean, Sam, it just felt like YD was looking for one hit, just that extra base hit. They couldn't get one all afternoon. A tough loss for the Red Sox.
Reminiscent of some of the losses the Red Sox had in the beginning of the season before they got hot. But after the off day, the Red Sox are back in the saddle in this one against the team they haven't played this season, looking to get number 539 for Coach Scott Pickler, which would have him tied in the record books for first most all-time in the wins among managers. That would tie him with John Schiffner, and he looks to do so against John Schiffner's former team, a Chatham Angler squad that has gotten out of the gate struggling, Carlo.
Yeah, kind of an interesting team. They're last in the league in ERA at a 3.5, but they've struck out the most batters of any pitching staff. They play good defense. They haven't had committed a whole lot of errors this summer, but at the same time, they can't really swing the bat, just hitting 183 over their last 5 games, one of 4 teams on Cape who are hitting below the 200 mark. So it's going to be an interesting game. The beginning of the season is always up and down. You never can get a real feel for a team until maybe halfway through. We'll see what Chatham A's team we see today.
Yeah, the A's started 3-6-1 coming into this one. They got smacked around a little bit by Katuitt, but they sport one of the premier power hitters in NCAA baseball in Clemson's Caden Grice. We'll get to see him manning first base today. We'll give you the starting lineups and pitching matchup when we come back after the national anthem on this one. It's the Red Sox and the A's coming up here from Red Wilson Field.
remove your caps. We honor America with the playing of the national anthem. Playing the national anthem today is Hyannis Sound.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land, o'er the land of the free, and the home of the
Almost time for baseball here at Red Wilson Field. It's the Red Sox and the Chatham Anglers getting set to start off their 6-game summer season series. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez as Grant Taylor heads out to the mound to start his warm-up pitches. And the lineup that he will face for the 3-6-1 Chatham Anglers goes as follows. It's Rock Riggio, the second baseman out of Oklahoma State, will lead off. Jake DeLeo, the center fielder out of Georgia Tech, bats second. Marcus Brown, the shortstop, also out of Oklahoma State, bats third. Clemson's Caden Grice, one of the premier power threats in college baseball, plays first base and bats cleanup. Chuck Ingram is the right fielder out of Wichita State and bats fifth. The sixth hole hitter is Cooper Ingle, the DH, also out of Clemson. Florida Southwestern's Paul Winland plays third base, bats seventh. Batting eighth is Rice's Guy Garibay. He plays left. And in the 9-hole is the catcher out of Alabama, Dominic Temez. And they will face Washington State University's Grant Taylor with a freshly trimmed beard, the right-hander out on the mound for his second start of the summer for the Red Sox, Carlo.
Yeah, Grant Taylor, a guy who we've seen a couple of times now, has a 4.6 ERA in college this past year with the Washington State Cougars. But, Sam, he's impressed so far this summer for this YD team. We've seen good command on the bump from Taylor, getting his first start here at home, and we'll see how he fares against the Chatham team, who has been struggling this season.
Chatham team that primarily has struggled on really both sides of the ball. Highest ERA allowed for their pitching staff in all of Cape League play, and they're also hitting below 200 as a team. And their leadoff hitter, we'll talk about Rock Riggio in just a moment, guy who comes into this game 0 for 19 on the season. as he will step up against the 6'4" right-hander out of Murrieta, California. Beautiful day for baseball. Some cloud cover has dissipated. About 73 degrees here at first pitch. Grant Taylor on the bump. Working out of the full windup, peering over the glove. First one home is high for ball one, and we're underway here at Red Wilson Field. Nice crowd on hand for a 5 o'clock start here on this Friday afternoon, June the 24th. Rock Riggio left-hand batter open stance, deep crouch, hands high, 1-0. High pop-up right side into shallow right along the line. Mydroth gives way to the right fielder, Caden Connor, makes the catch, and that's how this one gets going. Good chance to get you the defensive alignment for the Red Sox, as Fernando Gonzalez will catch Grant Taylor. Luke Franzoni plays first, Chase Mydroth, the second baseman. Pass Ferreras plays short, and Jordan Thompson playing third. Left to right in the outfield, Jack Costello, Cole Carrig, and Caden Connor, who you just met. Brings up Jake DeLeo, Georgia Tech product, right-hand hitter. DeLeo manning center field for Chatham today. Hands out over home plate. First pitch home. Slider outside corner. It is a strike. Says E. Tyler Bullock, who's calling the balls and strikes. Jason Klump, first base umpire. Mike Rabideau is deciphering the calls over at third. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Another breaking ball. Quick 0-2 count on Jake DeLeo, Easton, Connecticut native, who comes in to this one sporting a healthy .467 batting average across his first 15 at-bats on the Cape. That's 7 hits and 15 tries. He's homered and has driven in 5. 0-2 from Taylor. Missed inside a fastball. Tried to shoot the inside edge. Chatham comes in 3-6-1. That's currently 5th and last in the standings in the Eastern Cape League Division. Coming in after a loss on an off day, or an off day for the rest of the league, is a makeup game. 1-2. Slider just off the outside corner. Count goes to 2-2. Infield shifted around left. Chase Mydroth playing to the left of the second base bag. It was a 9-2 loss to Catuit yesterday for Chatham, making up a rainout from earlier in the summer. Well, the Red Sox were off after the loss on Tuesday here against Orleans. 2-2 home from Taylor. In the dirt, count runs full. That was an off-speed pitch from Grant. DeLeo comes in with 3 multi-hit games already in the 6 he's played for Chatham. A returner for Chatham, who played in 35 games for the Anglers last season, hit .234. Already matched his home run output with the 1 from last summer. 3-2 home. Swing and a miss. He got him. Slider running away. DeLeo a strikeout victim. That's the first K for Grant Taylor, and the second out here in this first inning.
Watching Grant Taylor throw, Sam, the ease of which his delivery, I mean, it never really looks like he's putting his everything into every pitch. It's almost the antithesis of what we see from Sean Gamlin.
Very smooth, low-effort, repeatable motion from a guy who's got a lot of moving parts as a 6'4" pitcher in Taylor, but he keeps things simple out on the bump. And he faces Marcus Brown, left-hand hitter. First pitch home is popped up right side of the infield where 3 guys are playing. Chase Mydroth, shade in his eyes, calling, and makes the catch. Quick inning for Grant Taylor. A couple of pop-outs that sandwiched a strikeout. 1-2-3 go the Anglers. Red Sox coming to bat. We'll get you your lineup when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile. T-Mobile, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military, veterans, and first responders. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com for more. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez here, bottom half of the first inning. Red Sox coming to bat against the Chatham left-hander out of NC State, Chris Villeman. We'll chat about him in just a moment, but before we do that, let's give you the lineup for your YD Red Sox. Caden Connor is leading off for the Red Sox. He plays right field. Chase Mydroth bats second, plays second. Cole Carrick, the center fielder, bats third. Johnny Long is DHing and batting cleanup. Jordan Thompson plays third, bats fifth. Luke Franzoni will bat sixth, play first base. 7, 8, 9 is Pass Ferreras, the shortstop, Jack Costello, the left fielder, and Fernando Gonzalez, the catcher. Caden Connor will come to bat against the left-hander Villeman, as Homer Bush was the leadoff hitter in the first draft of the lineup we got, but a late scratch gives way to Caden Connor, the only change in that first draft of the lineup. Chris Villeman, a NC State product, left-hander, works from the third base side of the rubber. First one home to Caden Connor is lifted out to center, hit pretty well. Back goes Jack DeLeo, but he makes the catch, easing back to his left. And a quick out for Chris Villeman, making his third appearance on the bump for the Anglers, his second start. Pitching to a 1.42 ERA across his first 6 1/3 innings. Coming into this one, he struck out 4, walked 5, giving up just 2 hits. An all-ACC third-team selection for the Wolfpack this year. Primarily as a reliever, led the team with 28 appearances out of the NC State bullpen. First pitch out, brings up Chase Mydroth, the second baseman, right-hand hitter. And the first one home, missed out and away, a fastball. Primarily fastball, changeup, slider, the mix you'll get out of the 6'1 left-hander. Eleven saves this year for NC State, 1-0, high fastball. Count up to 2-0. That 11 saves ranks 6th most in NC State history for a full season, 2-0. Another high fastball, and the count runs to 3-0 on Chase Mydroth, who's still looking to get things going this summer. In the batter's box for the Red Sox, got here last week. Has had just 1 hit so far through his first handful of games. 3-0. Takes an off-speed pitch that drops in for strike 1. Mydroth, one of now 4 University of San Diego Toreros on this roster. 3-1. High for ball 4. And the Red Sox get the first base runner of this game. A 1-out walk to Chase Mydroth here in the bottom of the first. The 4th of those Toreros was activated today. Connor Thurman, right-handed reliever, who is active and ready to go today if need be.
Well, Sam, after the goose egg yesterday, as YD was unable to score a single run, a good bounce back would be one here in the bottom of the first. You get the walk to Mydroth, and we'll see if Cole Carey can move him around.
Table set for the middle of the order. Cole Carrick, switch hitter, batting right. First one home to Cole, missed well away. Good play there by the catcher, Dom Temez, to corral that one. Cole comes in to this one, 11 out of 27. That's a 407 average, but has cooled down a little bit. Just 1 out of his last 6. It's been sprinkled with a couple of days off. He was sick for a spell. 1-0 is a check swing tapper out in front of the plate. It's a fair ball. Temez fields it fair and throws to first in time. Up to second goes Mydroth, and that's the second out. Good chance to get to the defense as Johnny Long comes to the plate. You already met Dom Temez. Caden Grice is the first baseman with Temez behind the plate. Rock Riggio plays second. Marcus Brown plays short. Paul Winland plays third. Left to right in the outfield, Guy Garibay, Jake DeLeo, and Chuck Ingram. Johnny Long steps in. Cleanup hitter batting right. He's the DH with Mydroth on at second and 2 out. along with the leading RBI man on this Red Sox roster. First pitch fastball up and away for ball 1. Long Beach State product, who's got the average up to 242. Had 2 of the Red Sox 3 hits in that shutout loss against Orleans on Tuesday. He's homered and driven in 6 as well. 1-0. A strike at the knees, says E. Tyler Bullock. Count runs to 1-1 on Johnny Long. Tuesday's loss broke a string of 2 straight in which Long had an RBI. 1-0, a check on Mydroth at second. Steadily increasing that average after a pretty slow start for Johnny. Had 10 strikeouts in his first 21 at-bats. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball running away from him. Count runs to 1-2. But since that 10 strikeout and 21 at-bat streak to start his summer, he has just 3 in his last 12. With a few knocks sprinkled in there as well. 1-2 home. Lifted foul right side, out of play, we'll do it again. Beautiful day for baseball. Lots of fans on hand here, sprinkled in all the bleachers down the left and right field line. Lots of chairs set up behind the cage around home plate, as per usual here at Red Wilson Field. Slightly bigger crowd on hand because it's a Friday. Expect to have a nice crowd Sunday at the doubleheader against Falmouth here. 1-2. Rolled left side and foul. Out towards where a lot of those fans are, set up out past the bleachers to the left of the Red Sox dugout down the third baseline. Just outside of the in-play markers, the lines, down the lines. Some fans have settled out beyond the center field fence. 1-2 again. Swing and a miss. He floated a changeup. Long was out in front of it. And that retires the side. Red Sox get a walk and a man into scoring position. Can't bring him home at the end of 1 here at Red Wilson Field. We're scoreless. Top of the second. Coming up, it's the Red Sox and the Anglers on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
YD Baseball is brought to you by Cape Cod Veterinary. Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists offer premier emergency and specialty care for your pet when it matters most, located in Buzzards Bay and Dennis. Learn more at CapeCodVetSpecialist.com. That's CapeCodVetSpecialist.com. Sam Lebowitz, somebody told me the second inning's starting.
You'd be correct, Carly. Whoever told you that is correct. It's Caden Grice to lead us off here against Grant Taylor, followed by Chuck Ingram and Cooper Ingold. 4, 5, 6 in the Chatham lineup, who went down 1-2-3 in the first against Grant Taylor. Caden Grice, the cleanup hitter, lots of power from the left side of the plate out of Clemson. Infield shifted around right. First pitch misses high, a fastball. When I say Caden Grice has a lot of power, I mean it. Left-hand hitter on a 1-0. Breaking ball drops in strike 1. Good curveball there against the Clemson slugger, who slugged 12 homers, but that almost feels like a low number for a guy who stands 6'6", 240. 1-1 home. Nubbed the other way. Only man playing left side of the infield, Jordan Thompson, throws on a first in time. Strong arm there by Jordan on the slow grounder off the bat of Grice, one away.
Playing right field, number 6 from Wichita State, Chuck Ingram.
And the Wichita State slugger Chuck Ingram, the right fielder, will step in. Ingram has gotten off to just a 1-for-15 start so far this summer. Right-hand hitter, first pitch home. Missed just off the outside. For ball one, says E. Tyler Bullock. 310 hitter this year for the Shockers with 14 home runs. Who does a lot of his damage against left-handed pitching as Gonzalez, the catcher, calls time. Hit .450 against left-handed pitching this year with 5 doubles and 6 home runs and OPS over 1,300. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Ball running down. Count goes to 1-1. Ingram notched his first hit of the season just yesterday against the Kettleers. Went 1 for 2. Kansas City, Missouri native, facing a 1-1. Missed off the outside corner, close pitch, but ball 2. Slight shift left side. Chase Meindroth now on a 2-1 count will slide over to the left side of second base. So 3 guys over on that side with Pass Ferreras, the shortstop, deep in the hole. 2-1. Fastball just outside again. And the count runs to 3-1. On Chuck Ingram. Here it is, 3-1. Swing and a miss, big cut. Took his home run hack and came up empty. Ingram wearing his blue Anglers uniform without an undershirt, top button unbuttoned. Blue jerseys say Chatham across the front. Blue helmets. Red A's logo on the side. 3-2, misses down and away for ball 4. First base runner against Grant Taylor. His first walk. So Ingram on at first with 1 away for Cooper Engel, the DH out of Clemson.
And the walk, Sam, something Taylor struggled with a little bit in his first start at Harwich. 3 of them in the 4 innings of work. We'll see if he can work around his first.
Engel, left-hand batter. First one home. It's down and in. It's 1-0 on Engel. Mentioned the Chatham uniforms, the stark blue uniforms, gray pants, blue socks. Red Sox for the first time wearing their Red Shirt Friday jerseys that are Red Sox red and say Cape Cod in script across the front. 1-0. There's a strike. Changeup. It's the outside corner. With the American flag on the chest, on the left side. And the Red Sox caps, the standard home caps for the Red Sox. White pants. Engel, a 192 hitter to start his summer, 5 of 26. 1-1. Missed down and in. Count goes to 2-1. Engel, if you couldn't tell he was from Clemson, well, just take a look at some of the gear he's sporting. A elbow guard on his front elbow in bright orange, a shoulder, or rather a shin guard on his front shin, also bright orange, a thumb guard even. 2-1, outside corner strike. Count goes to 2-2. Lots of orange on Cooper Engel.
It's quite the color scheme going on with the red, the orange, the white.
Feels very familiar for me. But it's the wrong ACC orange for my tastes. Lots of Syracuse in the ballpark today. Not just myself, but Chatham's 2 broadcasters, Joe and Ian. 2-2. High fly ball, pretty well hit out to center. Carrot going back, a long way back. Pulls up, watches it. hit off the fence. It's in play. Up to third, coming home Ingram. Throw gets away as he's held on a late stop sign. As Cooper Engel plays wall ball with the center field fence and doubles. And the Anglers will have second and third. And only one away. That's the first hit for either side here in the second inning.
That ball really had Kerrigan's center turned all around, Sam. Started back to his left, then his right. Just didn't have the right angle on a ball that was playable off the fence. It's not very deep in center, so most time outfielders will meet the ball at the fence.
Carrick, a guy who can play all around the diamond, but is not an easy center field to play. We were talking to Homer Bush pregame about how different it is from most center fields. He feels like he has to play shallow because anything over his head is going to leave the ballpark most of the time. Paul Winland, third baseman, left-hand hitter, steps in. First one home and him. Swing and a miss. Fastball from Grant Taylor. Infield playing it back here with one away. Scoreless game, top of the second. Winland, one of 4 players on this Chatham roster from Florida Southwestern State College, a Division II school. The other 3 of which are pitchers. Winland, the only hitter. 0-1. Swing and a miss. High fastball. A couple of swinging strikes, and Taylor's ahead here, 0-2. Winland, another guy on this roster who has gotten off to a slow start. He's 1 for 12 so far. And that one hit was yesterday, just like Chuck Ingram. His only hit this season happened in that game against Catuit yesterday. A 9-2 loss for the Anglers. 0-2 on its way. Swing and a miss. He got him. 3 fastballs, 3 swinging strikes. Taylor picks up a big second out on his second strikeout.
Exactly what you want to do with just 1 out and a runner 90 feet away. And now Taylor just needs 1 more to get through the frame, and he's facing the 8-hole hitter.
This guy Garibay out of Rice, down in Texas. A Texas native is Garibay, the left fielder, left-hand hitter. Another low batting average on this Chatham team. 2 for 17 to start his season. That's a 118 average, rather. First one home. Curveball drops in strike 1. But Garibay, guy who can swing the bat a little bit this year, led the Rice Owls in runs scored, walks, sacrifice flies, and multi-hit games. And tied for the team lead with 15 doubles. Left-hand hitter here on an 0-1. Tipped foul off of Fernando Gonzalez's helmet into the backstop. Gonzalez smiles towards his dugout. He's okay. So Garibay will face an 0-2 count. Infield is shifted around towards right. Past Ferreras, the shortstop, playing up the middle. Jordan Thompson, the only guy on the left side of the infield. He's playing off the line at third. Lots of space in the shortstop hole for Garibay if he can place one that way. But he faces an 0-2 count with 2 in scoring position and 2 out. On its way. Popped up. Back of short into shallow center. In comes Carrick calling and makes the catch. So Grant Taylor works around it. 1 out jam. Strands 2 in scoring position here in the top of the second. On to the bottom half. A scoreless game here at Red Wilson Field between Chatham and the Red Sox. Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network is brought to you by the Massachusetts State Lottery. As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So, here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. Scoreless game, home half of the second here, as the Red Sox come to bat against the Chatham left-hander Chris Villeman, who walked a man but worked around it in the home half of the first. Gets 5, 6, 7 in the Red Sox order. 3 right-hand hitters, Jordan Thompson, Luke Franzoni, Pass Ferreras. As against the more touch-and-feel left-hander Villeman, who doesn't throw all that hard. Scott Pickler has loaded up his lineup with pretty much every available right-handed hitter. First one to Jordan Thompson, miss high. A fastball to the LSU product, playing third base today. With the exception of Homer Bush, who is a late scratch, and Hunter Haas, so the 1-0 is foul tipped. Back to the screen. Every available right-hand hitter is in this lineup for the Red Sox. That means that Luke Schliger, Mike Bovey, 2 guys who pretty much always in that lineup for Scott Pickler, are sitting on the bench to start. 1-1. Changeup missed away. 2-1 on Thompson.
But as we know, Sam, that doesn't mean we won't see him today. And depending on the score, could see him a lot earlier than we expect.
You can count on those guys getting at bats in this one. 2-1. Missed away another changeup. 3-1 on Jordan Thompson. Another guy who's a recent addition to this Red Sox roster and really trying to get things started. Just 1 for his first 10 through his first 4 games this summer. 3-1 is looped to the second baseman, Rock Riggio, who makes the catch on the soft pop-up. And that's the first out. And Luke Franzoni will hit.
Playing first base, number 44 from Xavier, Luke Franzoni.
Franzoni, the first baseman. Big power threat out of Xavier. Stands in leading the team in homers with his pair. First one home. Foul back. Big cut by Franzoni, who's always looking to do damage in the batter's box. Batting 6th today. His average just at 182. As those 2 home runs make up half of the hits he's secured this year. 0-1. Breaking ball pulled left side and foul out towards Scott Pickler in the coaching box down the third base line. Count runs to 0-2 on Franzoni, who has seen some inflated strikeout numbers so far this season. Has played through some swing and miss in his game. 0-2. Tipped foul towards the on-deck circle. Nice play by Pass Ferreras, who picks it up on a couple of hops. Always staying on your toes when you're an infielder, even when you're getting ready to bat. Another 0-2. Villeman working quickly on its way in the dirt. Good take there by Franzoni to lay off the off-speed pitch. Luke, a bit of an 0-for right now. He's 0 for his last 9, dating back to a 3-hit game against Orleans on June the 17th. 1 for 2 on its way. Swing and a miss. There's a 1-2 fastball is by Franzoni for the second strikeout for Chris Villeman. Brings up past Ferreras. Villeman this year at NC State struck out 85 hitters across 55 and 2/3 innings, so doesn't throw that hard, but he does miss bats. First one to Ferreras, a breaking ball. It drops in strike 1. Outstanding year out of the bullpen for the Wolfpack. 0-1, up and away. Working very quickly in tandem with his catcher, Dom Temez. 1-1. Foul tipped back to the net. Ferreras comes in a 158 hitter, 3 out of 19. Took an 0-for against Orleans last time out, but the outing before that went 2 for 4 against Bourne with a 2 RBI double. after missing some time due to a hand injury. 1-2. Breaking ball, fouled back. Count remains 1-2. Red Sox trying to get their offense going here in the home half of the second inning in a tie game. Still nothing on the board for the Sox after they were shut out against Orleans last time out on Tuesday. 1-2, fouled off.
Gonzalez working a good at-bat here, making Villeman throw some pitches and trying to get aboard. The outfield, Sam, especially center field and DeLeo, way back there.
1-2 to Ferreras. Pulled down the third baseline. It's fair, heading into the corner. Ferreras takes the aggressive turn. He'll head into second safely with a 2-out double. And past Ferreras picks up his second double of the summer. Red Sox will get a chance here with 2 out.
Something we didn't see all of yesterday. Comes here in the second, an extra base hit. And it seems like past Ferreras is a measuring stick for usually how this offense is going. When he hits well, the team plays well, Sam. We'll see if that continues today.
A difference maker in that 8-4 Red Sox win over Bourne with those 2 key RBIs. And he stands in at second with Jack Costello, right-hand hitter, up at the plate with 2 away. First one home to Costello, right-hand hitter, takes a strike. Costello, 1 out of 8 so far to start his summer. Came off the bench in that game against Orleans and went 0 for 1 with a walk. Before an 0-1, a check on second. Infield straight up. Grice, the first baseman, playing off the line at first. Outfield straight away as well, a little deep. 0-1 to Costello. Lifted out to center, hit pretty well. DeLeo going back, but he's got it in his sights. And he makes the catch in front of the fence to end the inning. One of the hardest hit balls we've seen off Costello's bat in his early goings, but he comes up empty. Red Sox strand Ferreras at second after the 2-out double. To the third we go. Scoreless game between the Anglers and the Red Sox.
Well, hello from Captain Parker's Pub over in West Yarmouth on Route 28. The entire crew from Captain Parker's wants to give a big salute to Cape Cod baseball, especially the young players that have dedicated so much time and effort to baseball, America's pastime. So, join us for lunch or dinner or just a bowl of our world-famous clam chowder. Captain Parker's, easy to find, but awfully hard to leave. Sam, we are beginning the third inning.
And we are scoreless here at Red Wilson Field. Grant Taylor back to the mound, gets 9-1-2 for the Chatham Anglers. Starts with Dominic Temez. Right-hand hitter, catcher out of Alabama. 158 hitter to start his summer. 3 out of 19. Low batting averages up and down this Chatham roster that has hit below the Mendoza line coming into this one. Carly mentioned it in the pregame, one of 3 Cape Cod teams hitting below 200 on the early goings. First one, outside corner strike, a fastball.
Yeah, they got the second lowest season average as a team at 188, but over the last 5 games, they're even 5 ticks below that. So it has been a struggling time as of late for the Anglers.
0-1 from Grant Taylor. This one missed the outside corner of fastball. Miz this year a .289 hitter for Alabama. 5 homers for the Crimson Tide. 1-1. Fastball strike. Right on the edge. Once again, count goes to 1-2. Outfield shaded around a little way to the opposite field. Towards right center. Caden Connor, the right fielder, playing pretty shallow. Temez calls time at home plate.
I'm loving the blue bats, Sam. Chatham's got a ton of blue wooden bats that they're using, and fantastic. Really the first bright color we've seen on these wood bats.
Nicely done, staying on brand.
Yeah.
1-2. Missed away a slider. Temez was drafted by the Mariners in the 35th round in 2019. Didn't sign. Two. Swing and a miss. He got him. Fastball running inside. Third strikeout for Grant Taylor, first time through the lineup. And flips the lineup card over to Rock Riggio, who flew out to right and foul territory his first time through.
And what's been impressive here for Taylor is those 3 strikeouts, Sam. He's been able to do it with different pitches. Got the breaking ball there. We saw the fastball get Paul Winland Jr. earlier, mixing things up to these Chatham hitters.
Another infield shift around towards right on Riggio. First pitch home, swing and a miss. Riggio, just like Jack Costello on this Red Sox roster, out of Simi Valley, California. What is it, Carlo? The 5th happiest city in the country.
That's right, baby.
0-1. Lifted along the left field line. Thompson giving it a look in foul territory, but it lands untouched towards the Red Sox bullpen. Quick 0-2 count on Riggio.
You might be wondering, Sam, how is that calculated? University of Vermont does a study, and they did it according to income, crime, overall quality of life, public parks. Simi Valley, top 5. Don't sleep on them.
0-2 home. Breaking ball just missed inside. Riggio looked it in. It's a 1-2 count on a left-hand hitter who has struck out now 8 of 20 times to start his summer and is still looking for his first hit. Taylor along set and a 1-2. Breaking ball looped out towards shallow center. In comes Carrick. There's the first base hit for Rock Riggio. He drops one into center. And he's finally on the board. Runner on first now with 1 away. Get him the baseball. That's a long offer to start a summer, and I'm sure he feels much better.
You get one, and it can turn it all around for you. You're in that batter's box, like nothing's going right for you. You know, guys get hot. It's a good start. We'll see if he's aggressive on the base paths. Riggio has a stolen base this summer.
Here's Jake DeLeo. Another first to check on first as Franzoni almost falls over on Riggio trying to corral that one.
It's a big guy, Luke.
Not a guy you want falling on you or stepping on you or colliding with you really in any fashion. One of the bigger bodies on this Red Sox roster. First one on DeLeo. Fastball missed off the inside corner. 1-0. DeLeo worked through an injury this year, missed about a month of time for Georgia Tech. This one a strike over the inside corner of fastball. DeLeo, we believe, at some point this summer could be joined by a teammate a Golden Spikes finalist, Kevin Parada. Big power hitter, 1-1. Topped over the mound towards the second base bag. Mydroth hits the bag with his foot for one. Relay to first in time, a double play. Little slow developing, but perfectly placed for Chase Mydroth to do it himself. A 4-3 double play ends the top of the third. One hit, none left for Grant Taylor. To the bottom of the third we go in a scoreless game here on the Baseball Network. MP Sports Cards is proud to sponsor the Kids Baseball Clinic. So if you're a sports card collector, be sure to stop by and check out the latest releases, graded cards, supplies, and more. A local favorite for hobby enthusiasts across Massachusetts and, of course, your Cape Cod Baseball League. Stop into their store and mention code Red Sox to get one free pack of 2022 Topps Baseball Update with any purchase. Some exclusions apply. Visit them at 71 Main Street in Carver, Massachusetts, or online at npsportscards.com. That's M as in Mary, P as in Peter. Sam Lewitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. Scoreless game here at Red Wilson Field. Red Sox coming to bat against Chatham Anglers left-hander Chris Villeman. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Red Sox. Fernando Gonzalez leading off. First pitch home is fouled back. Couple of SEC catchers in this one. 0-1 to Gonzalez, who fouls one right back again. Georgia catcher standing right next to the Alabama catcher. Gonzalez, a 2-for-13 start to his summer. Right-hand hitter on an 0-2 from Chris Villeman on its way upstairs. Couldn't get him to bite on the fastball. Villeman's looked pretty good. Couple of base runners allowed to walk, a double through the first two frames. Has struck out a pair. 1-2. Swing and a miss. There's number 3. A changeup gets Gonzalez swinging for the first out. And it swings back around to the top for Caden Connor. Red Sox trying to get the offense going after they were shut out by the Firebirds on Tuesday, a 2-0 loss in which they only had 3 hits, but had 10 free base runners, 4 hit by pitches, 6 walks, and couldn't get anything going with guys on base in that one, despite lots of traffic. First one to Connor, skips in at home plate and almost takes out the noggin of the home plate umpire, E. Tyler Bullock, as it flipped out of the glove of the catcher Dom Temez and settled right between Bullock and Connor. 1-0. Lifted along the left field line. It's going to get out of play. Garibay gives it a look, but it lands right on the bullpen mound down the left field line. Kicks up some dirt. Temez has worked quickly from the third base side of the rubber. Caden Connor takes his time getting back in the box. 1-1. Slider missed beneath the zone. Close pitch. Now goes to 2-1. Infield playing straight up. No shift on Caden Connor, left-hand hitter. And Villeman brings it 2-1. This one missed down and in a fastball. Count goes to 3-1. Another close pitch. Another good take for Caden Connor, who took an 0 for 5 against Orleans. That dropped his average from 296 to 250. That's where he stands coming into this one. On a 3-1. On its way. Fastball strike outside corner. Count runs even on Connor.
Caden's making up for flying out to center on the first pitch he saw against Villeman in his first at-bat. This will be the sixth pitch of the at-bat.
Full count on its way. Foul back. Left side. Well out of play. Some young fans chasing after it in the trees behind the stands past the Red Sox dugout. Three-two once more. Is rolled up the middle. Fielded, knocked down by Marcus Brown. He'll have no play. Looked like it hit off the tip of Brown's glove and just kind of stopped right out at the shortstop position as he ran past it. They're going to give Caden Connor a base hit on that play. Second hit for the Red Sox, and a runner on first here with one away. And Chase Mydroth, who took a walk his first time, will hit.
And I think that's the right call on the hit. That was a scorcher going towards short. I wasn't sure Brown was going to get there, Sam, but just enough leather on it. Maybe if it squeaks out to left, Caden might be at second.
First to check on Connor before Villeman gets working on Mydroth.
Just 2 stolen bases for Caden this last year at Cal State Fullerton.
He's without a stolen base this summer, but runs fairly well. Villeman a close set. Mydroth squares to bunt and takes a strike.
We've seen plenty of Red Sox attempt a bunt, Sam. I don't know how many off the top of my head have been super successful trying to move guys into second.
Looked like that one might have just been for show. 0-1. Foul tipped off the catcher and flips way up into the air and hits off the top of the press box right above our heads, off the roof. Ball must have gotten a good piece of Dom Temez to get that kind of altitude.
I would have protected you if there was no roof.
I have good enough hands, Carlo. I would have came down with that one myself.
All right, all right.
0-2 on Chase Mydroth with the runner on first, one out on its way, and it's lifted shallow out to right. Ingram moving in, and he makes the one-handed catch for the second out. Connor anchored at first. Cole Carrig, the hitter now.
Just feels like, Sam, this team needs one big swing for a YD team who plays at such a short ballpark. I mean, we haven't seen a home run since day 2 here at Red Wilson Field by the Red Sox. And you'd love to see them take advantage.
Wind is blowing out to left. A stiff breeze is blowing the American flag over the scoreboard. Out beyond the fence. First one to Cole Carrig is off the fist back of short. In comes the left fielder Garrett Bay, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Carrig attacking the first one, comes up short. Red Sox set aside here in the bottom of the third. We're scoreless through 3. Carlo Jimenez will take you through the middle innings here as the Red Sox and the Anglers fight for the first time this season on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hey, Sox fans, have
Hi.
you thought about buying or selling a home? Emily Shemansky of the Salty Dog Group is your pet-friendly neighborhood realtor. As part of the team at the Keller Williams Realty of Cape Cod and the Islands, Emily is your go-to resource for home buying and selling. Call Emily Shemansky at 508-221-0196. That's 508-221-0196. Or visit the saltydoggroup.kw.com. That's the saltydoggroup.kw.com. Hey, Sox fans, here's Carlo Jimenez to take you through the fourth inning.
Well, hello there. I consider myself a Sox fan, so thought I'd say hi back. Top of the fourth inning coming your way. No score between the YD Red Sox and the Chatham Anglers. Marcus Brown, Caden Grice, Chuck Ingram. All due up to begin the top of the fourth. Here is the lefty Marcus Brown. With the bases empty, Grant Taylor's given up 2 hits today, but no runs across. From the first base side of the rubber, he deals, and the curveball misses inside. The count, 1 ball and no strikes. Brown, with 3 hits in his last 2 games, has been swinging the bat well. Had 4 in the previous 7. Taylor sets to the belt, comes head high with the glove, just underneath his eyes. 1-0. Fastball clips him in on the right arm. He launches the bat into the dugout, strips off that Oklahoma State gear, and jogs down to first with a bruise and a free base. And the leadoff hitter is aboard for Chatham, technically the go-ahead run in a scoreless top of the fourth. And here's Caden Grice. You got to give Marcus Brown a little bit of credit there, Sam. His throw of his bat back to the dugout landed perfectly where Chatham puts all their bats. I mean, that was impressive.
Maybe he has a second career in javelin. That was flung.
Leads it first with that oven mitt on those right arm. Left-handed bat of Caden Grice looks on towards Taylor. The pitch. Fastball drops in for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. No action in the Red Sox bullpen. Taylor only went 4 in his last outing, so we'll keep an eye out. For the first time today, Chatham with a leadoff runner aboard on a cloudless, beautiful Friday afternoon. Red Shirt Friday. And for the first time, YD wearing the red shirts. Taylor peeks over his left shoulder twice, 0-1. Fastball up and away, brings Gonzalez out of his squat. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike to Caden Grice. Grice, a returning angler who struggled this year in the batter's box for the Clemson Tigers. 97 strikeouts this past season, second most in the nation, 1-1. Runner goes, swinging a drive down the right field line, a fair ball. Hitting the bag at second, Marcus Brown had a jump start. He gets the wave at third, trying to dig home. The throw in from the second baseman, Mydroff, is wide. It is an RBI double for Caden Grice. Marcus Brown comes home on the hit and run, executed to perfection, and Chatham a 1-0 lead in the top of the fourth. Well, that's how you do it. Put it in the textbook. Here's how to execute a hit and run. Brown going, he gets the wave and comes home. And it's 1-0. The Anglers strike first here at Red Wilson Field. And now here is Chuck Ingram, the right-handed batter, against Grant Taylor with Grice at second base.
Carlo, you mentioned the swing and miss from Caden Grice, but he also has a ton of power.
A healthy lead at second. First pitch home, bunt bluffed by Ingram as he pulls it back, takes a fastball away, 1 ball and no strikes.
Even though he struggled this year, last year he was a .317 hitter who led the Tigers in RBIs with 53 and has just about as much power as anyone. The issue is getting the bat on the baseball this year, but when he gets the barrel on it, he generates some serious exit velocity, and that ball was shredded into the right field corner.
There's the right-handed bat from Wichita, 1-0, and he takes strike 1. Changeup catches the edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. The Chatham Anglers 1. YD Red Sox none on the RBI double from Caden Grice. Scoring Marcus Brown, who was running on the play. And here is Ingram, who walked his last time up. Taylor sets that closed-off stance. Glove at his belt. From the stretch, the 1-1. Fastball high. E. Tyler Bullock not enticed. The home plate umpire calls it a ball upstairs. The count, 2 balls and a strike. Wind barely blowing out to left. Shadows starting to creep onto the field down the left field line. It's about 71 degrees, but it feels a little hotter. Might just be where we are in the press box. 2-1 from Taylor. Fastball down the middle for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out, and Grice at second base. Chuck Ingram, who was a guy who was from Kansas City, Missouri, found his way on to Wichita State, but wasn't a super high recruit for the Shockers. In fact, made a splash joining the team in the regular lineup in conference postseason play. He had a wrist injury in the beginning of the year, rehabbed, and was called to play first. He hadn't played first base since he was 12 years old. Well, what did he do? He hit 2 home runs against ECU. 2-2, swing and a miss. Changeup has him chasing. There's the 4th strikeout for Grant Taylor. And gets 1 out in the top of the 4th with a runner at second and a 1-0 Chatham Anglers lead. Up comes Cooper Ingle. So Clemson at second, Clemson at the plate. A lot of orange in this lineup. 2 Oklahoma State guys, 2 Clemson guys for this Chatham team. But Sam, no Syracuse representation except in the booth. So a lot of orange all around for Chatham.
That's where we usually are.
Left-handed bat looks at a first pitch fastball that catches the top of the zone. No balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Top 4. First matchup between these 2 teams, and Coach Pick trying to tie John Schiffner for the most wins on Cape as a field manager. Do it against Schiffner's own team as there's a snapback throw to second. Ferreira's back, the shortstop covering. No tag applied as Grice is back in a headfirst dive. Schiffner, who was here with Chatham, won 539 games. Pickler sits at 538. And the Anglers trying to do their old manager justice. Here's an 0-1. Fastball well inside. Leaning out of the way is Cooper Ingle. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Ingle doubled his last time up off the fence in center. Did not come around to score. Caden Grice at second base. He had an RBI double. 2 balls and a strike. Here to the designated hitter. Taylor looks at second. Looks home. 1-1. 2-1, excuse me. And a swing and a foul tap into the glove of Gonzalez. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreboard had it at 1-1. Cooper Ingle, a guy Tom Holliday was happy to get. Thought maybe Team USA would take him. But the Chatham manager found a catcher and a designated hitter for this team. Here's the 1-2, and he swings and gets under one. Pops it up just around home plate. Fernando Gonzalez, the catcher, says, I got it. He lunges towards first base, makes the catch in foul territory, and there's 2 away. And Sam, part of the reason Fernando Gonzalez so highly touted because of his defense, and a nice play there to record the second out.
He's got really great instincts behind home plate, and that's a deceptively hard play, tracking a pop-up near home plate, because you're so focused on that ball up in the air that you're not sure really what's around you, who's around you, if your first baseman's coming down, if your pitcher's trying to help. And catcher's gloves are also very specifically designed gloves that you really have to orient them correctly to catch those pop-ups. That's a skill that catchers are taught, so good job by Fernando there.
Lefty Paul Winfield Jr. swings and foul taps the first pitch back to the screen. Chatham 1, Whitey Red Sox none. Inning started with Marcus Brown being hit by a pitch. Caden Grice roped a fastball down the right field line. Brown was running on the play, came all the way home to score. Grice currently leads at second, just his 3rd RBI of the summer. Then Chuck Ingram struck out, and you just heard about Cooper Ingle's pop-out. Winfield with that bright blue bat on his left shoulder, matching his uniform, 0-1. Fastball misses well inside, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. It's almost kind of like a color rush here today with the bright red shirts of the Whitey Red Sox on Red Shirt Friday, honoring the troops, firefighters, police officers, servicemen. Home team across the Cape wearing red on Fridays. 2 outs, runner at second, 1-0 Chatham. Taylor's 1-1 is a changeup below the zone. And the count, 2 balls and a strike. Flag quiet in left. And a great crowd here for a Friday afternoon. The hill down the left field line, Sam, completely packed. People are trying to stay in the shade today. Down the right field line, a little more empty. 2-1. Swing and a miss on the changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner at second base. 1-0 Chatham leads, looking for more. Trying to grab their first road win of the season. Only have played 4 of them. They are 0-for. Anglers come in on a mini 3-game slide. Their last 4-game slide was back in 2019. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Taylor sets and deals. Fastball up and away. And a full count with 2 outs means Grice has a head start at second base. On deck is Guy Garibay, who flew out to center to end the second. Paul Winland-Jeweler rests the bat on the left shoulder. Taylor looks in, 3-2. And that bounces into dirt. Breaking ball drops in and misses. And on to first goes Winland Jr. on the walk. Up comes Guy Garibay. So Grice in second, Winland Jr. at first. And Garibay, who is 2 for 18 on the summer, steps into the batter's box. Another left-handed bat for the Chatham Anglers. He's also using the bright blue bat. Kind of a tongue twister, Sam. Bright blue bat. 2 outs, 2 on. Here comes the opening offering, and it's a fastball above the zone. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 Chatham leads YD, top 4.
Appreciate the alliteration, though. Bright blue bat.
Bright blue bat.
Hope you did your vocal warm-ups, your mouth warm-ups, your exercises.
I just talked to you. That gets me through it. You got to give me some vocal exercises. I don't got any. Here's the 1-0. Slider misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes. I haven't seen a bunch of the slider. Really been fastball changeup from Taylor. Still no action in that Whitey pen. Taylor looks at second. Caden Grice is there after his RBI double. Paul Winland Jr. at first after his 2-out walk. Here comes a 2-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball above the zone. 2 balls and a strike to Guy Garibay. Guy who spent last summer with the Healdsburg Prune Packers of the California Collegiate Baseball League. From the CCBL all the way out to Cape Cod. 2-1. Swinging a pop-up down the left field line over in foul territory where 3 or 4 fans with their gloves ready go running after it. It's hard to catch a baseball down that left field line, Sam, because there's so many trees. You got to really play the ricochet.
Got to be able to read the bounces. It's kind of like when you're at a big league ballpark game and you're in the lower tier and one of those foul balls goes over your head. You got to be ready for the carom off the top decks.
2 on, 2 out. 1-0 Chatham leads, looking for more. Top 4. The 2-2. Strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. There's the curveball, and it drops in for the 5th strikeout for Grant Taylor to end the 4th. 1 hit, 1 comes in, 2 left on. We head to the bottom of the frame. 1-0. The Chatham Anglers lead the YD Red Sox.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops and first responders who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of the program, the Yarmouth Red Sox and all Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. Red Sox are wearing theirs today. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by Zephyr Hats, the Massachusetts State Lottery, and OT Sports. Support our troops, first responders. Join us in wearing red each Friday. Today, we're proud to welcome and honor Dr. Lori Zito and Dr. Ken Colmer of Bass River Pediatrics, who are our Mass State Lottery heroes of the game. They're down on field, joined by interim president Shane Skinner and coach Scott Pickler. We thank you for your service, Dr. Zito and Dr. Colmer. And Carlo, why don't you take us through the home half of the fourth?
Oh, if you don't mind, thank you so much. Bottom of the fourth with you here at Red Wilson Field. It's the first matchup of 6 between the Chatham Anglers and the YD Red Sox. And the Anglers getting a run in the top of the fourth. Let's see if YD can respond in the bottom of the inning. Johnny Long, Jordan Thompson, Luke Franzoni. That's the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Red Sox, due up to face the lefty, Villeman. An opening offering. Long looks at a curveball that bounces in the dirt. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Johnny, who had his second multi-hit game of the summer against Orleans in the 2-0 loss. For a while, Sam, his hits were the only hits of that matchup. Here comes the 1-0. Long looks at a fastball that misses up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Johnny has found himself a home with his DH. 2-1. He swings and misses at a changeup. 2 balls and a strike. A guy from Long Beach State out of Orange, California. Here comes a 2-1. And he swings and fouls one down the right field line. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Sam, when we started this summer, you look up and down the roster, you think there's a lot of guys from the West Coast. And at this point, it seems like who's not from the West Coast?
It feels like everyone and their mother on this roster is.
2-2. Long takes a ball in the dirt. Changeup misses away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. For us to be all the way out on the Cape, we could play in California and guys would be right by home.
By my count, about 5 out of the 9 hitters in the Red Sox lineup.
2-2. Long looks at a fastball that misses up and away. And exactly what Windy needs, a leadoff walk to begin the bottom of the fourth. Puts the tying run on the base paths. The go-ahead at the plate. Here's Jordan Thompson.
Good thing Johnny knew the count because the scoreboard didn't. A 2-2 count, but it's a good start for the Red Sox. Looking to respond. Maybe exactly what they needed after being shut out against Orleans on Tuesday was falling behind here in the early goings of this one to really jumpstart the offense. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Opening offering to the righty. Thompson swings and rockets one into the gap of the left center field. Left fielder Garibay going back, still chasing, and it's out of here. Jordan Thompson, his second hit of the summer, is a loud one, a 2-run home run. And the YD Red Sox have a 2-1 lead over the Chatham Anglers.
Well, it looked like what Jordan got there was a little slider that hung out in the middle of the plate from Chris Villeman. Jordan's not a guy with a ton of power. He hit 6 homers this year for LSU, but every once in a while he'll jump on one. He's not a huge guy, but he's got enough bat speed to generate some pop, and that was a key knock there, as he's looking to jumpstart his summer. And the Red Sox, after getting shut out last time out, trying to jumpstart their offense. That'll do the trick.
First home run here at Red Wilson by a Red Sox since home game number 2. It has been over a week. As up comes the right-handed bat of Luke Franzoni, who had that last home run, Sam. Opening offering to him. He looks at a fastball up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 2-1, the YD Red Sox lead the Chatham Anglers. Nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Villeman peeks over the top of the glove, kicks and deals a 1-0. And it's a fastball at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lightless Red Wilson. Shadows starting to creep onto the field of play. A long shadow atop the mound for Villeman. 1-1. That bounces into the leather of the catcher, Temez. The count, 2 balls and a strike. Everybody shadow to the right of them. 2-1, YD leads thanks to a 2-run home run from Jordan Thompson. Here comes a 2-1 to Franzoni. And he swings and rifles one into left center field, a base hit. Franzoni a big turn at first. He'll hold there after DeLeo cuts it off, the center fielder. And a knock for Luke Franzoni ends his 0 for 10 streak. Up comes Paz Ferreras with one on and nobody out. Back-to-back hits for the Whitey Red Sox.
What I say about jumpstarting that offense, maybe a little incentive to score is being down in a game. Home run, a sharp single.
Right-handed bat of Ferreras. Swings at the first pitch, rolls it to third. On one hop, the third baseman, Winland Jr., goes to second for one. The turn from the second baseman, Riggio, is away from the first baseman, Grice. He tried to lunge toward it and could not catch up with that baseball. So Ferreras safe at first. Back to the dugout goes Franzoni. And there's one on with one out. Riggio's turn just a little wide. The speed of Ferreras made him speed things up and force the error. Check that. They're going to mark it as a hit.
No, just a fielder's choice.
Oh.
You can't assume that he would have been out at first base. It's usually why there's no error on a play like that unless he doesn't advance.
First pitch to Jack Costello. He loops one down the left field line. That drops for a fair ball. Costello joins the party as he bloops one into left for a single. Ferreira stops at second. And all of a sudden, the team that didn't have a run in 12 straight innings, they are smacking the ball around Red Wilson Field, and somebody up and at him in that bullpen for Chatham. That's just the second hit of the summer for Jack Costello. Here's the 9-hole hitter, Fernando Gonzalez. Ferreras at second, Costello at first, one out. Bottom of the fourth, 2-1. Whitey Red Sox lead the Chatham Anglers. First pitch down the hill. Gonzalez takes a fastball on the outer edge. No balls and one strike.
Looks like it's the new addition to the Chatham roster. Left-hander out of Tennessee, Wyatt Evans, who's up in the bullpen, a 6'6" lefty.
2 on, 1 out. No balls and one strike to Gonzalez, the pitch. And he swings and lifts one into right, going back to right fielder Ingram. Takes 2 steps forward, makes the glove-high catch. Ferreras bluffs his way to third, does not go. A strike from Ingram hits the glove of the shortstop Brown. As he cuts it off, an unproductive out for Fernando Gonzalez. And here is Caden Connor with 2 on and 2 out. 2-1 YD lead. Three hits in the frame. Red Sox on the board. As Caden Connor, who didn't expect to be leading things off today. Maybe, 15 minutes before first pitch, Sam, we learned Homer Bush Jr. is not in the lineup. Dealing with a tooth. And a first pitch fastball hits the top of the zone for Connor. No balls and one strike. One thing that Scott Pickler does a good job of, though, is he doesn't give the lineup out till after batting practice. So every guy shows up to the ballpark imagining they're starting that day. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the 0-1. Change up. Drops in for strike 2. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. With Ferreras with good speed at second. Costello behind him at first. Caden singled on a full count back in the third. A 2-run home run by Jordan Thompson as the Whitey Red Sox on the high side over the Chatham Anglers in the first matchup between these two teams of the summer. 0-2. Curveball misses inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Caden with hits now in 3 of his last 4. It's been a steady presence in this lineup all summer, Sam. A versatile player. We've seen him play right. We've seen him play first. Looking to score a couple. 1-2. And he swings and uppercuts one. Shallow center field. Going back to shortstop Marcus Brown. He says, I got it twice. And he comes up with a baseball. 2 left on, but 2 come in on a 2-run home run by Jordan Thompson. 3 hits in the frame and a 2-1 Whitey Red Sox lead over the Chatham Anglers through 4. Giordino's Family Restaurant, a Cape Cod tradition, same family, same location for 52 years. Giordino's is part of the community, giving back to many and various organizations. As part of the recognition, a Yarmouth Little League field is named in their memory of their dad, who founded the business in 1970. Giordino's is a family-oriented operation serving a wide range menu. Sure to please everyone. Give us a try, and you will come back. Visit us at 242 Main Street, Route 28 in West Yarmouth, or visit Giordino'sFamilyRestaurant.com. Carlo Jimenez, Sam Lebowitz, welcoming you back to YD Baseball. We begin the top of the fifth inning. The YD Red Sox with a 2-1 lead over the Chatham Anglers. And in stands the right-handed bat of Dominic Temez. First pitch to him. And he swings and pops one up. Third base side, back and foul. Just behind the 3 rows of lawn chairs, and a young girl protecting her head picks it up. And a dad trying to figure out who to give the ball to. That's such a tough decision, Sam. You got one young lady and 2 other younger kids, all around the ages of 5 or 6, asking for the ball. 0-1. Temez looks at a fastball above the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. No offense through the first 3 frames, and then Chatham with a run in the top of the 4th. YD on the seesaw gets 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Grant Taylor still on the mound, his longest outing of the summer. Working for the first base side of the rubber, he kicks high, the 1-1. Slider misses away, 2 balls and a strike.
There is some stretching going on in the Red Sox bullpen. Matt Cavanaugh is starting to get loose out there. Been a while since we've seen him, but he's looked pretty good so far this summer.
Taylor peeks over the front of his black glove. He kicks 2-1. Swinging a foul on the right field line towards concessions. Chatham Anglers still looking for road win number 1. This is game 11. We are officially a 4th through the season. Hard to believe, but that is true. YD Red Sox looking to snag a win before they head to undefeated Catuit tomorrow. 2-2. Reaching for one, Temez stays alive as he fouls a fastball back to the chain link fence. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out. 2-1, YD leads Chatham.
Carlo, I'll tell you that beard of Grant Taylor is looking pristine today. We were talking to Gunnar Goldsmith during batting practice, who's got a fresh haircut. He says Grant came with him, got his beard touched up. Look good, feel good, play good.
2-2. Swing and a miss. He's feeling good. Fastball gets Temez to wave. The 6th strikeout for Grant Taylor, a season high, to begin the top of the 5th. I'm jealous, Sam. As we both know, I can grow no facial hair. Grant Taylor has one of the better beards I've ever seen in person.
As a beard haver, I frankly get a little bit of beard jealousy myself. It's a really good beard, really nice and dark and filled in.
Lefty Rock Riggio swings at the first pitch, fouls it straight back into the parking lot. No balls and 1 strike. YD 2, Chatham 1. We are in the top of the 5th inning. The YD Red Sox are looking to get field manager Scott Pickler his 539th win, would tie former Chatham manager John Schiffner for the most by a field manager in Cape history. 0-1. Fastball spiked in the dirt by Grant Taylor in the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. No clouds in the sky, but boy, that flag in left is howling out of here. Jordan Thompson, we saw him get a home run in the bottom of the 4th. Chatham Anglers looking to take advantage. Riggio picked up his first hit of the summer back in the 3rd inning. Can he pick up his second? 1-1. And he swings and rifles one down the right field line. Look out. One hops the fans just behind the imaginary out-of-bounds line down that right field line. Of course, foul territory could technically just go forever, but they cut it off about 20 yards to the right of the right field line here at Red Wilson Field. And Sam, seems like probably the most foul territory down either line on Cape here at Red Wilson.
They cut that line off at the dugout. They extend the out-of-bounds line from each dugout. But, yeah, it's about 20 yards or so.
1-2. Swinging a pop-up. Left side in foul territory. Taylor, the pitcher, racing over. Gonzalez comes in. Coming in, the third baseman, Thompson, on a slide. He reels in the baseball. Fernando was calling Thompson with a late call and a little slide for out number 2 in foul territory. And so here is Jake DeLeo.
That was pretty by Jordan Thompson, who's not really used to playing third base. He played mostly shortstop this year for LSU, but with the infield shifted over against the left-hander Riggio, he was playing over in that classic shortstop position. So I guess the jog in from the 6 hole was familiar enough for him to make the play.
Offering to the righty, DeLeo is a fastball low, 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs, base is empty, 2-1. YD leads Chatham. Taylor atop the mound, looking to get through the top of the 5th. On the first base side of the rubber, his 1-0. Change up, bounce left side. Thompson on the short hop from the infield grass. The third baseman's throw to first in plenty of time. Jordan Thompson flashes the leather a couple times. Grant Taylor sits him down in order in the 5th. The first 1-2-3 inning since the first for the starter for YD. We head to the bottom of the 5th, halfway home here at Red Wilson Field. It's 2-1 YD over Chatham. Hey, business owners, is your website generating the leads and sales that you want it to? If not, contact Devidime, the official web development company of the Armith Dennis Red Sox. Devidime offers a comprehensive website audit that will identify ways to improve your site, increase your ROI. Check out devidime.com to learn more. Carlo Jimenez and Sam Lebowitz here at Red Wilson Field, where the YD Red Sox hold a 2-1 lead over the Chatham Anglers. We begin the bottom of the 5th inning, and unfortunately, no more Chris Villeman on the mound, but fortunately, a new lefty for the Chatham Anglers. It's Wyatt Evans out of Greenville, South Carolina, the Tennessee pitcher, wearing the blue today. Sam, what can you tell me about Wyatt?
Well, Wyatt Evans, a rising sophomore, is a tall drink of water. He comes in standing 6'6", 235 out on the bump. From the left side, he can bring it too. Mid-90s fastball. Guy who pitched in relief this year for the Volunteers. 19 games out of the bullpen, pitched to a 2.25 earned run average with 22 strikeouts across 16 innings of work. That's a 12.4 K per 9 rate, and walked just 1.7 batters per 9 inning. Allowed only 2 home runs the entire season in his 19 appearances for Tennessee.
He begins by facing Chase Mydroff, and we'll see with the lefty on the mound, Sam, if we start to see some of those left-handed hitters off the bench for Scott Pickler. First pitch, Mydroff takes a changeup low. The count, 1 ball and no strikes. The YD Red Sox 2, the Chatham Anglers 1. Both teams scoring in the 4th inning. Here's the 1-0. Mydroff takes another ball in the dirt. Another changeup there. The count, 2 balls and no strikes. Mydroff walked back in the first. He's 1 for 10 in the summer of 2022. 2-0. Fastball up and away. Quickly, 3 balls and no strikes. Here to chase Mydroff. A theme that has been somewhat consistent throughout the summer, Sam, is guys making their first appearance. 3-0. Fastball just catches away. 3 balls and a strike. And it's not been completely smooth sailing. Looks like it takes them a batter or 2 or an inning to settle in on Cape.
Absolutely, Carlos. Sometimes these guys travel in, they're tired.
3-1 is a fastball at the knees for strike 2 and a full count to Mydroff.
Can be difficult finding your footing with 25 new teammates and an entire new coaching staff who you're unfamiliar with.
Here's a 3-2. Mydroff swings, slaps one into left. Left fielder Garibay going back, looking up. Squares his shoulders and finds the baseball letters high. Didn't get a great jump on that, but Guy able to catch up to it for 1 out.
Looked like Chase got a good piece of that one, but the wind that was blowing out pretty solidly out to left for the time being has quieted down, and Chase unfortunately avoiding what looked about in fairly deep left.
An absolutely gorgeous day here at Red Wilson. Ready, Cole Carrig checks his swing. Did he go? No, says first base umpire Jason Klump. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes with 1 out and the base is empty. 2-1. The YD Red Sox lead the Chatham Anglers. 1-0. Carrig swings and misses at a high fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And, well, if you like fast baseball, Wyatt Evans is pitching as if the pitch clock is 5 seconds. From the middle of the rubber, he's up and throwing.
He's ready to throw now with Carrig just now getting into the batter's box.
Here it comes, 1-1. That's spiked in the dirt as E. Tyler Bullock has to lunge out of the way. The umpire ranging to his left. 1 ball, 1 strike. No clouds in the skies. A nice 70 degrees. Picturesque baseball on the Cape. 1-1. Look out. Misses well low and in. Carrig trying to take one off the foot. Doesn't make much of an effort to get out of the way. And the count, 2 balls and a strike.
Some guys are just fearless in the box. If it hits me, it hits me. Cole's already been hit by a few pitches this summer.
2-1. Fastball just catches away. Carrig was ready to throw his bat into the dugout. And a generous strike 2 call from E. Tyler Bullock. The count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Back-to-back hitters with full counts. Carrig looking for his first hit. 3-2. Fastball. This one well low and away. And a walk to Cole Carrig, who jogs down to first. Reaching for the first time. And up comes Johnny Long. 1 out, 1 on, 2-1. The YD Red Sox lead the Chatham Anglers wearing the Red Shirt Friday uniforms. American flag on the back. Numbers with the camo on the inside of the numbers outlined in red. First pitch to Long, right-handed bat, gulfs one foul down the right field line. No balls and 1 strike. Sam, how do you feel about the Red Shirt Friday uniforms?
They don't look or feel too dissimilar from the normal home unis that the Red Sox, the normal home alternates, I should say.
0-1. Long fouls one back to the screen again in the hole 0-2.
Actually, those are the road jerseys. The red tops that the Red Sox normally wear, they wear them on the road. They have 2 different white home jerseys. So I guess it is a little bit of a different look here at Red Wilson Field to see the Red Sox in red tops.
Here's an 0-2. Runner goes. Ball's in the dirt. Thrown to second by Temez. Wide of the bag. And stealing second base is Cole Carrig. Stolen base number 4 for the tall center fielder as he moves himself into scoring position. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Johnny Long. Harrigan scoring position. Here comes the 1-2. Strike 3 catches the inside part of the plate. Johnny Long down on the strikeout. Second time he's retired via the K. And in stands Jordan Thompson with a runner at second and 2 away. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, 2-1. YD's lead over Chatham.
Jordan Thompson's got a shot to really make this a breakout game for him in his Cape Cod summer with another guy in scoring position here.
Opening offering to him. Right-handed batter looks at a fastball above the zone. 1 ball and no strikes. I guess the red jerseys would really be a shocker for the Anglers when they go play at home. Go from bright blue to bright red. It's a different look. 1-0. Thompson swings and fouls one back. Of course, Chatham does have those black uniforms.
They've also got some red in their color scheme, so maybe be more of a departure for, say, the Harbor Hawks or...
Carrig at second. 2 outs, 2-1 YD's lead. 1-1 down the hill. Thompson swings and glides one down the right field line foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jordan Thompson, the reason the YD Red Sox have a 2-1 lead, his 2-run home run back in the 4th. Put YD on top. The flag still blowing out to left where Thompson hit that home run.
Down goes Brady. Oh, we got a man down out to the Red Sox dugout. Brady going to give the balls to the home plate umpire.
Bat boy Brady took in a spill. Here goes Carrig again. 1-2 off the right foot of Jordan Thompson. Thompson did not swing. Carrig runs all the way around third and comes home. Is going to have to go all the way back to second base on the hit by pitch.
Shame that ball clipped Thompson because Cole had that base stolen.
And possibly could have come home if he doesn't slide into third and that ball gets away well from Temez. A lot of space behind home plate. The chain link fence has made balls die and make it a long run for catchers. So Franzoni in the batter's box now, right-handed batter. And he swings and misses the first pitch. Fastball high, no balls in one strike.
Feels like Luke is due for one here. This is a chance to break this game open a bit. Feels like it's been a while since he powered one, but we obviously know what kind of power he's got in the right-hand batter's box.
The 0-1, and he swings and chops one foul down the third base line. Carey gets second, Jordan Thompson at first after being hit by a pitch. Neither guy reached on a hit. Carey was walked and then stole second base. And Franzoni, who was second in the country behind Ivan Melendez of Texas, who just won D1 Baseball's Player of the Year award, announced today. Here's the 0-2. Franzoni waves at a changeup, and that does it. 2 left on. No runs come across. No hits for the Whitey Red Sox. And it's a 2-1 Whitey lead through 5. 6th inning coming your way here on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Whitey Baseball here at Red Wilson Field as we begin the 6th inning of work. And the Birdman atop the mound for the Red Sox, it's Matt Cavanaugh, the lefty specialist with the long flowing hair out of the back of the hat. Sam, one of the more herky-jerky releases on this Whitey team, but Cavanaugh has been excellent with that slider so far this season.
We haven't seen him since he threw 4 brilliant innings of relief against Harwich earlier in the season. That was in that tough 2-1 loss the Red Sox took the last time they played the Mariners at Harwich. But, man, he has been excellent through his first 2 outings. You mentioned it, Carlo, herky-jerky from the left side of the mound. Really a 2-pitch guy, fastball, slider. That slider a true weapon against left-handed pitchers. He's way closed off out of the stretch, which is what he uses on every single pitch, regardless of whether guys are on base. Comes out of a high 3/4 arm angle. Way closed off. Looks like if you're a left-handed hitter that he's throwing it at you. And this is a pretty left-handed heavy lineup, especially the middle of this Chatham lineup with Brown and Caden Grice here to lead things off. Get a tough assignment in Matt Cavanaugh.
Whole lot of lefties for the Chatham Anglers, as in stands the left-handed bat of Brown to begin the top of the 6th. 2-1, YD leads Chatham. Opening offering, look at that, a slider and a swing and a miss. No balls in one strike.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Cavanaugh knows exactly how good he is against left-handed batters because of the arm angle, because of the herky-jerkiness, because of that slider. A real weapon for him against guys on the first base side of the plate.
Closed off stance. Back heel on the third base side of the rubber. Here comes an 0-1. Another slider catches the inside part of the plate. That is almost unhittable. No balls and 2 strikes. And now with 2 strikes, shift is on. Shortstop Ferreras to the right of second base. Jordan Thompson, the third baseman, plays in the gap. And Chase Mydroff, the second baseman, with both his feet in the right field grass. Luke Franzoni, the first baseman, down the line. Matt Kavanaugh in the shadows atop the mound at Red Wilson. Here comes his 0-2. Another slider, grounded softly, first base side. Luke Franzoni, the first baseman, scoops it up, then sprints to first, does not get there in time, and in the process runs right through Matt Kavanaugh, decks him to the ground. Franzoni just not enough urgency on that play, and reaching to first is Marcus Brown on the slow roller up the first base side.
You said it, Carlo. I think that's exactly right. Kavanaugh not shaken up, thankfully, but Franzoni, a guy who's played a lot of corner outfield and has played plenty of first base, but I think underestimated Marcus Brown's ability to run there and just played back on the soft ground ball, was playing pretty deep on him, and really should have charged in on that ball towards the base as he went to field it and didn't, and looked up and saw how close Brown was to the bag and had to make a split-second decision, and I think he was going to lose either way.
Here's a lefty, Caden Grice, with one on and nobody out. Kavanaugh looks all right. His opening offering is a slider that's on the outside part of the plate. No balls and one strike. Not often do you see an infield single and a ground ball to the first baseman. But Marcus Brown, have to give him credit for the hustle. 2-1, YD leads Chatham. First matchup between these two teams of the summer. They'll see each other 6 times. Last year, just 5 times, YD won the season series 3-2. Brown at first. Kavanaugh sets belt high. Nobody out. One on the 0-1. Slider, swing and a miss. See if he throws anything but that to left-handed bats. And the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Similar situation to the fourth in which Chatham scored their run. Brown reached on a hit by pitch, then on a hit and run, came all the way around to score on a Grice double down the right field line. Does Tom Holliday want to send the speedster at first again? Here's the 0-2. Runner goes. They got him in a pickoff. Throw to first. Franzoni lofts one back to second. Ferreira's the shortstop charging. Back to Franzoni at first, who tags out Marcus Brown. And YD able to pick off the junior from Oklahoma State. There's one away with the bases empty. And an 0-2 count here to Caden Grice.
It's nicely done by the Red Sox to erase a runner that probably shouldn't have reached in the first place, but Franzoni taking charge in that rundown, getting rid of it immediately, and then chasing down Brown on the second throw of that rundown. Really nicely executed. That's something you practice.
So Kavanaugh digs back in as the shadows creep across the infield, covering third base and the mound. Shift is on with 2 strikes. Infield shifted to the right. Here comes the 0-2. Slider just misses off the inside part of the plate. A long hold from the catcher, Fernando Gonzalez. And E. Tyler Bullock, not enough. The count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's the first ball we've seen from Kavanaugh, Sam, and it was close.
Could have gone his way.
He's bent at the waist, knees at a 45-degree angle, stares in. Glove pinned against his chest, comes, holds the glove head high next to his left ear, puts it belt high. Exhales, kicks, 1-2. Fastball on the outside part of the plate, strike 3 call. Matt Kavanaugh, his first fastball, freezes Caden Grice. Second out of the top of the 6th is a strikeout. And here's Chuck Ingram with the bases empty and 2 away. A 2-1 YD lead over Chatham.
That's why you throw the fastball every once in a while, at least when you're Kavanaugh against the lefties, because if you place it well, you surprise them almost. You're so used to seeing that slider out of the hands that by the time you have a chance to react to that fastball, which is about a 10-mile-an-hour velocity increase, you don't have time to react.
Here's the first right-handed bat Kavanaugh faces. It's Chuck Ingram. The pitch. Slider drops in at the bottom of the zone. No balls and 1 strike. You mentioned the lefty, Sam. 5 left-handed bats in this lineup today for Chatham. We might see another 4-inning outing from Kavanaugh if he's able to dominate lefties like he has all summer.
You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Kavanaugh has already been a guy that has proven he can go multiple innings, especially when he pitches well.
He sets at the bell. Here comes an 0-1. Fastball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chuck Ingram, who doubled, reached third in the second, did not score. Struck out swinging in the 4th. Grant Taylor finishes with 5 innings of work. 1 earned run. Just 2 walks, and 6 Ks. 3 hits allowed. Here's the 1-1. Fastball foul tapped back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chuck Ingram without an undershirt, wearing the button a little low on the uniform, lower than most people.
Hey, Caden Grice was rocking that same type of fit, showing some chest.
If you got the muscles.
Hey, whatever works for you.
Yeah. Flag quiet and left on a cloudless Friday afternoon, the first Red Shirt Friday of the season here at home for the Whitey Red Sox. Kavanaugh's 1-2. Slider bends away from the plate. Off the outer edge, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boy, how much horizontal break on that, Sam. Tell that was a slider from the outfield.
Would love to see a few different angles of that slider to really tell how much it moves, both side to side and downwards.
Base is empty, 2 outs. Here comes the 2-2 to the right-handed bat of Ingram. Slider misses away, trying to paint the back door. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, a left-handed bat, Cooper Ingle. Ingram, who picked up his first hit against Katuitt yesterday. The Anglers and the Kettleers, the only 2 teams on Cape who played. Making up an earlier game that was postponed due to rain as Kavanaugh steps off. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Whitey Red Sox. 1 run, 4 hits for the Chatham Anglers. Round 1 of the summer. Kavanaugh exhales. 3-2. Slider swinging a foul tap just off the end of the bat of Ingram. Back towards the YD on deck circle, which is quiet. Chuck Ingram, who spent last summer in the Sunflower Collegiate Baseball League playing for the Derby Twins. First team all-conference in the American Athletic this year. Hitting .310 for the Shockers from Wichita State. 2 outs, base is empty. Here's the payoff. Slider rolled left side of the infield, backhanded by the shortstop Ferreras. Long throw from deep in the dirt, bounces to the right of first base. On to first on the infield single is Chuck Ingram. Was going to have to be a tough play from pass, and the throw just a little wide. Another infield knock in this 6th inning, and up comes Cooper Ingle with the tying run at first. Ingle represents the go-ahead in the top of the 6th. 2-1. The YD lead over Chatham. That's the 5th hit of the afternoon for the Anglers. Ingle, a left-handed batter. Out of Clemson. Kavanaugh looks at first, throws to first, and back on his feet is Chuck Ingram. Ingram, no stolen bases this summer. 5 and 7 attempts with Wichita State in the spring. Designated hitter trying to move this inning along, but the tying run at first for Chatham. Top of the 6th. Kavanaugh's first pitch home. It's a fastball off the outer edge. 1 ball and no strikes. Cooper Ingle so far today, a double back in the 2nd. And then popped out behind the plate to Fernando Gonzalez in the 4th. 1 out. Slider misses off the inside. 2 balls and no strikes. And Kavanaugh wants a new baseball, gnawing on some gum, nervously trying to get through the frame. He's wearing the quarter long sleeve underneath the uniform that just ends right after the elbows. Birdman trying to fly through this 6th. He's given up 2 infield singles. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch to Ingle. Slider on the inside part of the plate, 2-1. Shift is on for Cooper Ingle. The shortstop Ferreras to the right of second base. Jake Mydroff, the second baseman, is in the outfield in the gap, and Luke Franzoni holding on. Chuck Ingram at first. Jordan Thompson in the shadows on the left side of the infield. Left side of the infield starting to be blanketed by the shade. Throw back to first. Back on his feet is Chuck Ingram. The trees down the left field line, shading the full bleachers, along with the hill. A lot of people coming out to watch some Whitey Red Sox baseball as they look to move Scott Pickler, tied with John Schiffner for the most wins as a Cape League field manager. 538. Pickler sits one behind Schiffner at 539. 1 on, 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Kavanaugh's 2-1. Slider, slap down the left field line, moving over the left fielder Costello, racing into foul territory. He watches it land towards the Whitey Red Sox dugout. And they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cooper Ingle, who's listed as a catcher/outfielder, DHing today, and that's going to be the case for him until about the middle of July, according to Tom Holliday. Something with his elbow that Ingle wants to rest. So Holliday saying, don't worry, you can still swing the bat, but just no catching for about 2 more weeks. 2-2. Fastball just misses below the knees. Tyler Bullock with a tight strike zone. And they count 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runner at first.
Second time this inning that Bullock has deferred on a ball that probably could have been a strike. He's hearing it a little from the Red Sox dugout.
And now, Tyler Bullock gives a warning to Scott Pickler. Did not like something Pickler said. He said, do not reference that again. That is your warning. Shakes his head. And with the glasses on, gets back behind the plate. So whatever Pickler said, Tyler Bullock not happy about it. Franzoni not holding on Ingram at first. 3-2 count with 2 outs. Ingram will have a head start. Here comes Kavanaugh's pitch. Slider misses low. And a walk with 2 outs to Cooper Ingle. Up comes Paul Winfield Jr. On to second goes Chuck Ingram. And what looked like might be a quick inning for Matt Cavanaugh after picking off Marcus Brown and then getting a swing and a miss from Caden Grice has turned into a laborious top of the 6th with the infield single to Ingram and the full count walk to Ingle. As in stands Thomas Caulfield, Adonis Herrera, who is going to pinch hit for Paul Winfield Jr. So Tom Holliday getting one of his left-handed bats out of the game, facing the lefty Matt Cavanaugh, and feels that with the tying run at second and the go-ahead at first, looks towards Herrera to try to even this game up for the Chatham Anglers, who trail 2-1 to the Whitey Red Sox. Herrera at a Western Oklahoma State. Time is called as Fernando Gonzalez wants to go through the signs again. Herrera 2 for 15 on the summer, 4 strikeouts for him. Hasn't had a knock since Wareham in the doubleheader for the Chatham Anglers. Tying run is at second in Ingram. Go ahead at first in Ingle. 2 outs. The opening offering. Slider misses low, picked up quickly by the catcher Gonzalez as he slides to his left. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Wind has disappeared here at Red Wilson Field. And the tension all of a sudden increasing in the top of the 6th inning. Sam, a game that was moving along has come to a screeching halt.
And Herrera, just a 2 for 15 start to his season, but for Western Oklahoma State, he hit .403 this year.
And that wasn't the best average on the team. 2 on, 2 out. Kavanaugh's 1-0 down the hill. Fastball spiked in the dirt, gets back to the backstop to the left of Fernando Gonzalez, and everybody moves up 90 feet. Chuck Ingram heads to third, Cooper Ingle to second. The tying run now 90 feet away. The go-ahead in scoring position, and action in the YD bullpen. Herrera with 2 balls and no strikes to him. And Matt Cavanaugh, who started his outing brilliantly, didn't miss by much for his first 2 hitters. It's Zach Veen getting warm in the pen. Cavanaugh just needs 1 out to protect the 2-1 YD lead over Chatham. Can he get it? Herrera with the blue handle on the bat. Here it comes. 2-0. Fastball down the middle. Tyler Bullock lets us know that's strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Herrera, who did lead Western Oklahoma State in hits, doubles, RBIs. That was fantastic for them. 71 runs batted in, and he's got good speed too. 22 stolen bases. A threat in the batter's box is the righty. Here comes a 2-1. Fastball tapped on the ground, left side. Jordan Thompson, the third baseman, can't field it cleanly. Coming home and scoring is Chuck Ingram from third. Safe at first is Herrera, and on to third goes Cooper Ingle. That is a E5, and it scores a run, 2-2 here in the top of the 6th. Thompson, who was fantastic back in that 5th inning, Sam. 2 nice plays from the third baseman. Could not snare that ball clean and would have had to make a perfect throw to get the speedster Herrera. As up comes another pinch hitter. This is Nate Nankill. Guy Garabay's afternoon cut short.
We were warned before the game started by the Chatham media team that Tom Holliday will most likely make changes, get guys in, and play some matchups in the middle innings of this game if it's a tight ball game. That's what he's doing exactly. And going back to that last play, you're right, Carlo. Jordan Thompson has looked very short-handed in the handful of games he's been with the Red Sox. Considered a strong glove on the left side of the infield, but might have just overran that ground ball a little bit and didn't get it in the webbing.
Right-handed bat of Nankill looks on with the go-ahead run at third. 2-2 ball game. Cavanaugh throws to first. In on a head-first slide is Herrera. I mentioned earlier, Herrera 22 stolen bases this past season at Western Oklahoma State. Does not have one this summer. Nankill's first at-bat, right-handed batter who's just 1 for 9 over his last 6 games, looking for a big hit. With 2 outs. First pitch to him. Cavanaugh spikes another fastball. Just does not seem like he has control, Sam. The count 1 ball and no strikes.
And he came out of the gate in this inning looking very strong, locating at both the fastball and the slider, and things have escaped him in the back half of this half inning.
Runners at the corners, 2 outs. The 1-0. Fastball in the dirt again. 2 balls and no strikes. Fernando Gonzalez, a great defensive catcher, using a lot of his chest protector, more than his glove than he'd like to. 2 balls and no strikes. Chatham looking for their first road win. Go-ahead run is at third for the Anglers. Identical lines, 2 runs, 5 hits for both teams. With the big one, the 1 error for Jordan Thompson, scoring that last run for the Anglers. Shadows increasing in length in center. Here comes a 2-0. Fastball popped up down the right field line. Foul. They count 2 balls and 1 strike to Nate Nankill. It looks like Dominic Temez is on deck, so no changes out of the 9-hole for Chatham. Nankill out of San Diego, California. Teammates with right fielder Caden Connor out of Cal State Fullerton. Hit .237 this last year for the Titans. 2-1. Slider on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 on. What does that mean, Sam?
I believe it means the deuces are wild.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it right. And in between innings, we'll have our trivia question, so stick around for that. Every home game, middle of the 6th. At third, it leads Cooper Ingle. At first, Herrera. And behind second base is third base umpire Mike Rabideau, who is talking to Matt Cavanaugh. Not sure what about. Those two going back and forth. Cavanaugh puts his hands in the air, palms towards the sky. Rabideau does the same, and we're all set to go. 2 on, 2 out. Cavanaugh's 2-2. Slider misses away. Full count. Which will mean a couple of early steps for Herrera at first. Chatham looking to retake the lead. They led 1-0 in the top of the 4th. Whitey scored with 2 in the bottom of the 4th. A run in the top of the 6th. Can they get another? 3-2 from Cavanaugh. Here it comes. Slider misses away, and the bases are juiced. The walk to Nankill. Up comes the 9-hole hitter Dominic Temez, and this is going to be it for Matt Cavanaugh. Top of the 6th continues after this here on Red Wilson Field. A 2-2 game, but Chatham has the bases loaded for the right-handed bat of Dominic Temez here in the top of the 6th. Zach Veen, can he clean things up with traffic on the base paths? We'll find out next. Welcome back to YD Baseball here on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. Carlo Jimenez to my right, Sam Lebowitz. Bases loaded for the Chatham Anglers with 2 outs in a 2-2 game. And in to try to clean things up and get one more is Zach Veen, the left-handed pitcher out of Point Loma. Well, we have some time, Sam. Might as well do our 6th inning trivia contest brought to you by Coxswain Media and Pixie 103, Cape Cod's Rock. We'll give you today's trivia question. Answer the question before the next home game by going to ydredsox.com/trivia. Answer correctly, and you'll be eligible to win a YD Red Sox game jersey signed by the 2022 YD Red Sox team. Here's today's trivia question. Are you ready? Which 3 former YD catchers played in the 2021 playoffs? Again, that's which 3 former YD catchers played in the 2021 playoffs. Don't forget to submit your answer at ydredsox.com/trivia. Good luck. Well, Zach Veen, Sam, inherits a lot of chaos on the base paths right now. At third is Cooper Ingle, the go-ahead run. At second, Herrera, and at first, Nankill. And Veen, who had a rough go in his first outing as a YD Red Sox, gave up 2 hits, just walked 1. Didn't give up a run, but it was a laborious 1 inning of work against the Bourne Braves, looking for a big out here in the top of the 6th.
They're looking for the Zach Veen, who was fantastic this year for the Division II runners-up at Point Loma Nazarene College, who was outstanding this year, pitched to a 1.29 ERA across 49 innings of work, struck out 59 batters, had a .92 earned run average through the end of the regular season, a second-team All-Pac West Division member award winner.
Remember that Point Loma team that went all the way to the national championship in Division II, but was unable to secure their first in program history. Veen, the lefty, facing the right-handed bat of Dominic Temez, a blue bat matching the blue uniform with the 9-hole hitter who has struck out twice. Base is juiced in a 2-2 game with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Can Devine get that pivotal out? Opening offering, fastball away. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Dominic Temez, a returning angler who just hit 0.93 with Chatham a season ago in 21 games. He's 1 for 12 in his last 6. 1-0. Fastball, Temez lifts one into right. Caden Connor, the right fielder, drifting to his right with 2 hands, comes up with a baseball head high, and Zach Veen gets that out to end the top of the 6th. 1 comes across on 2 hits. The bases left loaded, and the Chatham Anglers even things up midway through the 6th inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th, 2-2, the score between the YD Red Sox and the Chatham Anglers. We welcome you back to YD Baseball here at the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. I'm Carlo Jimenez to my right, Sam Lebowitz to my left, our producer Zach Clapp. Bottom of the 6th inning coming your way, and it's the bottom of the lineup for the YD Red Sox. Pass Ferreras, Jack Costello, Fernando Gonzalez. 2-2 the score between the Chatham Anglers and YD. Chatham getting a run in the top of the 6th inning to even things up. Let's see if the Red Sox can retake the lead. First pitch to the right-handed batter, Ferreras, bounces in the dirt. In the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Pass doubled his last time up in the 2nd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Facing the tall lefty Evans. The pitch, 1-0. Another one hits the soil before the glove of Temez. 2 balls and no strikes. Ferreras with 2 doubles already on the season, 2-0. And he swings and lifts one into the gap into right center field. Ingram going back. The center fielder, DeLeo, chasing. See you later! Pass Ferreras gives the lead back to the YD Red Sox on a solo home run to right center. And just like that, YD back on the high side, 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Ferreras this season, Sam, with 5 hits, 3 of them extra bases. That's his 2nd home run of the summer. Going the opposite way.
Real nice piece of hitting by Pass. Got an off-speed pitch out over the middle of the plate, and he went right with it, drove it out to frankly, the deepest part of the ballpark in right center.
Right into bat of Jack Costello. Looks at a fastball up and away for ball 1. The count, 1 ball and no strikes. Costello picked up his 2nd hit of the summer with a single back in the 4th, a 1-0. Nicks the outer edge, 1 ball, 1 strike with the bases empty and nobody out. 3-2. YD leads Chatham. Evans, who works quickly, 1-1. Costello curls one foul down the right field line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The wind is not blowing out to left as hard as it was during batting practice. And the shadows engulfing the infield. Evans high atop the mound, 1-2. Costello rolls one to third. Third baseman Herrera on 2 hops, gloves at letters high, throw to first in time for the out. And there's one away. Nate Nankiel in left as well for Chatham, the 2 defensive substitutions. And here's Fernando Gonzalez, the 9-hole hitter, with the bases empty and 1 away. So YD surrenders a run in the top of the 6th. They get one right back in the bottom of the 6th. Sam and a team that had not been using the long ball much. Opening offering to the righty Gonzalez is a fastball on the outer edge. No balls and 1 strike. It's been all home runs here today.
Both home runs coming directly in response to when Chatham puts runs up.
0-1. Gonzalez swings and misses through a fastball. No balls and 2 strikes.
So a nice job by the Red Sox to respond. That Jordan Thompson 2-run homer coming after Chatham scored the first run of the game in the 4th.
0-2, misses away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And obviously pass going yard here to start things out in the 6th immediately after Chatham tied it.
Here's the 1-2. Gonzalez rolls one right back up the middle. Stabbed by the shortstop Brown. Throws across his body to first in time. What a play by Marcus Brown, covering a whole lot of infield dirt, ranging to his left and retiring the catcher. 2 away. Here's the leadoff hitter, Caden Connor.
That was a really nice play. It was going to be a tough play once it got past the mound as Evans stabbed at it. Not sure he got any leather on it, but took every bit of the wingspan from Marcus Brown to get to that ball and made a nice running throw.
YD Red Sox looking for their first win against the Anglers in the first game between these 2 teams. Caden Connor chops at the first pitch, grounds at first base side, covering the catcher Evans, and he's able to snare the underhand flip from the first baseman Grice to end the first. Well, a quick bottom of the 6th inning, but the YD Red Sox retake the lead on a solo home run from Pass Ferreras. 3-2, YD leads Chatham. We head to the 7th. Sam Lebowitz will take us the rest of the way on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network.
Well, no summer in YD Red Sox Nation would be complete without our youth baseball clinics, where boys and girls ages 5 and up can learn the game of baseball and the importance of sportsmanship. Kids get to master the fundamentals of the game and sharpen their skills in a fun baseball clinic taught by Coach Pickler and the future major leaguers on our roster. For more information, go to ydredsox.com/clinics. This year's Youth Baseball Clinics proudly sponsored by the Salty Dog Group of Keller Williams Realty, MP Sports Cards, and Giardino's Family Restaurant. The YD Red Sox and all those kids who participate, thank you. Back here at Red Wilson Field, and Zach Veen back to the mound here in the top of the 7th. Now staked to protect the 3-2 Red Sox lead over the Chatham Anglers. Top of the order for the A's here. First one coming to Rock Riggio, takes upstairs for ball 1. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez here in the top half of the 7th. After the A's tied the game with a run in the top of the 6th inning, the Red Sox getting that run right back to take the lead on the Pass Ferreras home run. 1-0 to Riggio. Strike outside corner from Zach Veen, who came in relief of Matt Cavanaugh, who got the first 2 outs in the 6th, allowed the tying run to score on an error, walked the bases loaded, Veen faced one hitter, got a fly out, stays in here. 1-1 to the lefty. Riggio is popped up right to the left of home plate. Gonzalez tosses the mask, makes the catch. One away. Brings up Jake DeLeo with one away here in the 7th. DeLeo in this one 0 for 3. He struck out, grounded into a double play. Right-hand hitter for Zach Veen to face here with one out. Veen in his second appearance of the summer for the Red Sox. Point Loma Nazarene product, which is D2 baseball. The Sea Lions making it to the Division II College World Series Finals before losing. First one home. Strike on the inside corner. Veen was fantastic for Point Loma this year, but struggled through a sluggish first inning for the Red Sox on June the 21st here at Red Wilson Field in a win over Bourne. 0-1. Tipped at the plate off Gonzalez. He shakes it off. He's fine. Quick 0-2 count in that outing against Bourne. Veen didn't allow a run, but gave up a pair of hits and a walk. Much better start to his outing today, getting the first 2 hitters he's faced, including the first one here of this 7th inning. Works closed set at the mound. 0-2, missed away. Not quite as closed a set as Matt Kavanaugh, the other blonde left-hander on this Red Sox roster who we've already seen in this game, but still holds that front foot in front of the back foot while on the third base side of the pitching rubber. Kind of turns that front shoulder in against the hitter. 1-2 home. Swing and a miss. He got him. High fastball. There's the first strikeout for Zach Veen, and it looks like we've got a defensive change to tell you about as Mike Bovey is playing first base for the Red Sox now. Luke Franzoni looks like he's out of this ball game. Appears to be the only change in the field for the Red Sox. We will update you with any more changes that we notice throughout the remainder of this one, but for the meantime, that is the only change. Bovey replacing Luke Franzoni. Here's Marcus Brown, first one coming home. Fastball strike, go over the middle. Brown reached on an odd play his last time up. He hit a soft ground ball to the first baseman, Franzoni, who waited back on it, and Brown just beat it out. 0-1 coming, left-hand hitter. Slapped out towards left. Costello moving in. He has to play it on a hop. And it'll be a 2-out single for Marcus Brown, his second hit.
Costello's first step was backwards on that ball, and I think if his first instinct was to come in, might have had a chance on it. Would have been a close play. And Marcus Brown, who was picked off last time he was on the base pass, Sam, back over there at first. So imagine Veen will keep him close as much as he can.
Brown gives way to Caden Grice, another left-hand hitter. Big power threat here. Brown on first has 3 stolen bases already this season. Grice drove in the game's first run with a double in this one. Swings the first pitch and fouls it back to the net 0-1. He's also grounded out and struck out. Big left-handed slugger out of Clemson. Profiles as one of the best pure power hitters in collegiate baseball. Didn't see the results as much this season with just 12 home runs and a program record 97 strikeouts. 0-1 in the dirt. Good block by Fernando behind the plate. No hitter in Clemson history before Caden Grice this season had struck out more than 70 times in a season. He struck out 97 times.
Hey, he had 2 home runs at Chatham last year. I remember one of them went all the way to the fire station at Chatham. It was a 450-foot bomb.
It's a 1-1 count on him, on its way. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Now runs to 1 and 2. I made it a point today to see him take some hacks in BP. He puts on a show in batting practice.
It's just such a smooth swing, too, Sam. It doesn't look like he's trying to hit it 400 feet, but he does.
It's easy power for a guy who stands 6'6", 240 pounds. Runner on first, 2 down. Red Sox lead by a run, top 7. 1-2 home. Swing and a miss, he got him. Blew a fastball upstairs by him for the 3rd strike. And the 3rd out here in this top of the 7th. A pair of strikeouts for Zach Avenia, works around the 2-out single. It's stretch time here at Red Wilson Field. Red Sox lead by a skinny run. To the bottom of the 7th we go. It's 3-2. We hope you stretched, and we hope you'll stretch with us this coming Sunday for a doubleheader as the Red Sox take on the Falmouth Commodores for the first time this season. Game 1 will start at 2 o'clock p.m. Game 2 will start either around 5 o'clock or about 30 to 40 minutes after the conclusion of Game 1. And kids, mark your calendars for next Wednesday, June the 29th, and be sure to join us for Pokemon in the Park as the Cape Cod Toy Chest will be here with games and prizes while the Red Sox take on the Katuitt Kettleers. Chase Mydroth leads off the bottom of the 7th, takes a strike from Wyatt Evans, who's back out on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. Bottom 7, Red Sox lead the Chatham Anglers 3-2. Sam Lowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. 0-1 coming home, skips in for ball 1. Bit of a back-and-forth affair in this one. Chatham scored first in the 4th on a Caden Grice RBI double. Red Sox tallied 2 of their own in the 4th on a Jordan Thompson 2-run home run. 1-1 home to Mydroth is ripped down the left field line, a base hit, heading towards the corner. Nankeel cuts it off on a backhand. Mydroth takes a wide turn and holds up, and they're going to have to throw back to first. They might have him. They do. Mydroth took too aggressive a turn, and the relay in nails him heading back to first base. A leadoff hit done away. 1 out, nobody on.
And in a game where you lead by just a singleton, Sam, a leadoff base runner is a great way to try to add to that advantage, but no such luck for the Red Sox here. A nice throw from the left fielder, Nankeel.
Cole Carrick now with 1 out, nobody on. First pitch coming home to him, misses down and away. Carrick 0 for 2. He's also walked and stolen a base. So he's talking about the rundown of the scoring in this game. It's the 1-0 home. Is low. 2-0 to Carrick. That was a 2-1 score in favor of the Red Sox after the Thompson homer in the 4th. Chatham tied it on an error in the 6th. Pass Ferreras, a homer in the bottom of the 6th to give the Red Sox the go-ahead run as Carrick takes off the plate on the 2-0. Count runs to 3-0 on Cole. Switch hitter who's batted from the right side all day. He draws a bunt and pulls it back and takes well inside for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk, second walk of the day for Cole Carrick.
Carrick came into today with just 1 walk on the season, and he has tripled that with back-to-back walks. So seeing the ball a little better is Cole, patient in the batter's box.
So that out on the base paths for the Red Sox looming rather large. Now with Carrick aboard and 1 out after the walk, Red Sox could have had 2 aboard and nobody out. First pitch to Johnny Long, fouled back. See if Cole Carrick gets put in motion again here in this 1-run game. Stole his 4th bag of the season. Has only been caught once. Starts and stops, 0-1 home, is fouled off again.
Johnny Long is a good 2-strike hitter, but struck out twice today. Let's see if he can keep Carrick moving at first.
Jordan Thompson, the on-deck hitter here with 1 out. Carrick on at first. They'll check in on him as Carrick falls back to the base. Cole wearing a red oven mitt-style glove on his left hand to protect the fingers. He's going on the 0-2, and it's fouled up the third baseline, just foul to the left of the bag. And good thing it was foul because it skipped under the glove of the third baseman, Adonis Herrera.
Carrick could have run for a long time. That ball was in no man's land down the third baseline. Closest player to it was probably the shortstop, Marcus Brown.
The left fielder, Nate Nankiel, is playing pretty deep and straightaway left. 0-2 on Long in the dirt. Good block by Dom Temez. Red Sox leading 3-2, home half of the 7th. First time of 6 scheduled between these two teams. And a 1-2 home, he's going again, and it's rolled left side of the infield, fielded by Marcus Brown to the backhand. Long throw to first, gets him. Carrick's heading to third. Throw across the infield is wide, as it actually hit off Carrick and just kind of stops right at his feet. So Carrick advances to third on hit-and-run ground out. Long retired. That's the 2nd out with a runner on at third. Carrick maybe a little shaken up as Grice's throw across the infield hit somewhere in the midsection, maybe the legs of Cole Carrick.
Productive nonetheless. You get a guy from first to third on a ground ball to short. Let's see if Thompson can bring him home.
First one to Jordan Thompson, fouled right back to the net, 0-1. Thompson has had one of the biggest swings of the day for either side. A 2-run home run in the 4th inning. He was also a pop-out victim and also was hit by a pitch his last time through, but a chance to drive home his 3rd run of the day if he can get one through. 0-1. High fly ball, shallow right. Grice, the first baseman out, gives way to Rock Riggio, who makes the catch to end the inning. Couple of base runners for the Red Sox. Can't do anything with it here in the home half of the 7th. On to the 8th we go. Red Sox leading the Anglers 3-2 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Welcome back to the top of the 8th here at Red Wilson Field. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. 3-2 your score. Red Sox leading the Chatham Anglers. Good ball game here. Good finish brewing for a Red Sox team trying to fight for Scott Pickler's 539th win to tie him with John Schiffner in the all-time Cape League record books for the most wins by a field manager in regular season Cape League play. Zach Veen back to the mound, gets Chuck Ingram, Cooper Ingle, Adonis Herrera. First one from the left-hander is swung on and missed for strike 1. In this one, Chuck Ingram, a walk, a strikeout, a single. right-hand hitter out of Wichita State, the right fielder for Chatham. With the black batting gloves, red tape around his wrists. Against the lefty Veen, 0-1, swing and a miss. Another fastball running away from him. Some movement in the Red Sox bullpen. It's Owen Hackman who is throwing, the now lone LMU Lion on this roster, with Cole Roberts leaving the team today. Connor Thurman replacing him. Another arm, 0-2. Just missed off the outside corner. A fastball from Veen, who's thrown an inning and a third in relief. Grant Taylor were the first 5 in this one. Gave up a run on 3 hits, struck out 6. Matt Cavanaugh got 2 outs. And Zach Veen had to get out of his jam in the 6th. 1-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. Veen blows a fastball by Chuck Ingram. That's your first out here in the 8th.
Into the 8th position, number 37, Clemson.
And Cooper Ingle, the designated hitter, will step in. Banged a double off the center field fence back in the 2nd. Has since popped out and walked. Infield shifts over for the Red Sox. 3 red jerseys on the right side. Jordan Thompson playing on the lip of the grass, a little off the third baseline. First pitch home. On the outside corner, a strike. Ingle throws his head back in disbelief as that one could have been called away, but not in the eyes of E. Tyler Bullock, who said it was a good strike. The infield shifted right, the outfield shifted around a little left. Cole Carrick shaded towards left center. And Veen will ask Fernando Gonzalez to relay the signs once again and try to get on the same page with his catcher. He's got his sign, the 0-1. There's the outside corner again. And a quick 0-2 hole for Cooper Ingle. And now with 2 strikes, Jordan Thompson will move into the standard shortstop positioning. That is the third baseman for the Red Sox, but Paz Ferreira's the shortstop, playing a few steps to the right of second base. Thompson, the only man alone on the left side of the infield. 0-2 home in the dirt. The count runs to 1-2 on that wild breaking ball.
Veen today, Sam, just looks so much more comfortable, in rhythm. Looks like a different pitcher than from when we first saw him.
Probably looks a lot closer to the very reliable relief arm for Point Loma this year. 1-2 upstairs. Ingle came pretty close to his first home run of the season earlier in this ball game. But he is, as of now, without one for the summer. Hit 8 for Clemson this year. Hit .351 on the season. 1-2. Foul back. Cooper Ingle goes by his middle name, his birth name, John. With Cooper the middle name, but that's his preference. Again, a 1-2. In there, strike 3 called, got him on the outside corner. Veen picks off the outer edge with a fastball, and that's his 3rd straight strikeout, the 4th consecutive out for Veen recorded via the strikeout. And Adonis Herrera will hit for the 2nd time. He came off the bench in replacing Paul Winland. It's the 11th strikeout for Red Sox pitching in this game. The 4th for Veen. Grant Taylor had 6, Matt Cavanaugh had 1. Right-hand hitting Herrera with 2 out, nobody on. First pitch home. This one just misses off the outside corner, says E. Tyler Bullock. Red Sox leading 3-2 here, home half of the 8th inning. Ball and no strikes on Bronx native Adonis Herrera on its way. Popped up foul, back out of play. Herrera, another JUCO guy on this roster, out of Western Oklahoma State, a long way from the Bronx. Tom Holliday says he was a late add to this roster after talking to his JUCO coach. Got a look at him, liked what he saw. Need another infielder on this roster, and here he is, 1-1. High pop-up right side of the infield, foul territory. Mike Bovey gives it a look. It's out of play towards the concession stands.
There's that imaginary out-of-bounds line down the right field line, Sam, but if there wasn't that there, Bovey would have had a clear shot to go behind the Chatham dugout and secure the out. It just landed behind their dugout. Should have been interesting, to say the least.
Instead, it's just an interesting strike. And a 1-2 count on Adonis Herrera. Infield and outfield both playing straight up against a guy who hit .403 this year in college. 1-2. Rolled to the left side. Thompson fields it by the third base bag. Has plenty of time to throw across in time through a strike and ends the inning. 1-2-3 go the Anglers against Zach Veen here in the top of the 8th inning. They're running out of time. Bottom 8 coming up. Red Sox lead the Anglers 3-2. Bottom of the 8th, Mike Bovey will hit for the first time, followed by Pass Ferreras, Jack Costello. Here as the Red Sox will try to tack on some insurance in a one-run game here at Red Wilson Field. It's Wyatt Evans still back on the mound. The first pitch home, left on left, is a called strike over the inside corner of fastball. Evans pitching in relief of NC State left-hander Chris Villeman, went the first 4. 0-1 to Mike Bovey, misses down for the first ball. Bovey started the day on the bench, but replacing Luke Franzoni in the lineup. 1-1, up and in. Bovey coming into the day with a .355 average on the summer, 2-1. Popped up right side of the infield. It's the second baseman, Rock Riggio, to call and catch for the first down at the bottom of the 8th. Looks like we have a new catcher in for Chatham. Looks like Nelson Rivera out of University of South Florida. In behind the dish. Pass Ferreras. will bat against the new pitcher, as it looks like John Holliday is going to make a change here after his left-hander got the first out. He's got the right-hander Alex McFarland out of Miami warming up in the bullpen. He's trotting in to take over here in the 8th inning for the Anglers. When we come back, we'll introduce you to the right-hander out of the U.S. Virgin Islands. We'll be right back here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Welcome back to Wed Wilson Field with an out on the board here in the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox leading the Anglers 3-2. A new arm out for Chatham. It's the right-hander out of the University of Miami, Alex McFarland. Facing pass Ferreras here with 1 out, nobody on. First pitch home from the right-hander. Misses away. McFarland comes to the Anglers for his 2nd season on Cape with Chatham from St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Big, tall right-hander, 6'4", 205, 1-0 home. Swing and a miss. Wild cut on the slider from McFarland, who features a 3-pitch mix. A fastball that tops out at 97 with some serious sink to it. Tight slider, a good changeup. 1-1. Chopped slowly to the shortstop. Marcus Brown plays the long hop. Long throw to first in time. Gets him by a step. That's your 2nd out. Brings Jack Costello to the dish, 1 out of 3 today. Single back in the 4th. Last chance for the Red Sox to tack on any insurance before looks like Zach Veen will take them out again in the 9th inning. Get 8, 9, and 1 in the Chatham order. First pitch home to Costello, a wild cut on a slider. He came up empty, 0-1. Oh, 1. Slider drops in strike 2. So McFarland featuring that breaking ball in this outing. His first appearance of the summer for Chatham. Struck out more than 13 per 9 for the Hurricanes this year. 0-2. Fastball missed just low. Did throw 9 wild pitches, but kept the ball in the ballpark amidst lots of bats. 1-2. Check swing. A foul tip at home plate. And we'll do it again. 1-2 count to the San Diego Torero, Jack Costello. His 4th game with YD this summer. Picked up his 2nd hit of the summer earlier in this ball game. 1-2. Breaking ball in there, strike 3 called, got him over the inside corner. So McFarland with a successful summer debut comes in, gets his 2 hitters, including that strikeout, and sends us along to the 9th inning. Zach Veen back to the mound, trying to lock this one down and secure Scott Pickler's place atop the Cape Cod League record books and get him tied with John Schiffner when we come back. Hey, Red Sox fans, be sure to check out the Red Sox on social media wherever you want to follow them. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. If you're watching us now, then after this ball game, go check out the first episode of Red Wilson Whiffs as I sat down, or rather stood up in the bullpen with Red Sox righty Jared Lyons and talked about his curveball. 9th inning, 3-2 Red Sox. Zach Veen back to the mound. Nate Nankiel will lead things off. Veen trying to lock it down for the Sox. First pitch home. Fastball missed up and away. Veen to be followed by Nelson Rivera and Rock Riggio here in this top of the 9th in a back-and-forth affair that the Red Sox currently lead 3-2. Veen has been money in relief for the Sox so far. Came on with 2 out in the 6th. 1-0. Strike, a changeup. Up to 2 1/3 so far in relief. Has allowed just a single and has struck out 4. Got the biggest out in this game. Came into the game with the bases loaded and 2 outs. 1-1. Pulled foul, just foul. Down the third baseline, says Mike Rabideau, who made sure the whole ballpark knew that that ball was foul. And it really didn't miss that left field line by much. Allowed strike 2. As Jordan Thompson's playing pretty close to the line, deep, no doubles defense. And had that ball been fair, he may have had a play on it, but it was smashed by Nate Nankiel, who walked in his lone at bat today. 1-2. Just missed off the outside corner of fastball. Nankiel pinch hit in the 6th for Guy Garibay. That was the last batter that Matt Cavanaugh faced. Took a walk. Now a 2-2 from Veen. Popped foul. It'll get out of play right side. We'll do it again. There's movement in the Red Sox bullpen once again. Owen Hackman looks to be warming out on the bullpen mound. He's been up and down a couple times for the Red Sox in this game while Veen's been out on the mound. And should Veen get into trouble, it looks like Hackman would be the firefighter tasked with putting out the flames. 2-2. Just missed down and in a fastball, and the count runs full. Tyler Bullock has had a tight zone in this ball game at times. has already issued a warning to Scott Pickler, who was barking at him earlier in this game about balls and strikes. It's a 3-2 from Veen on its way to Nankiel. Rolled to the left side, a couple hops for pass Ferreras. Comes up with the ball, throws to first in time, one away. And now Nelson Rivera will hit for the first time. Came in for defense for Dominic Temez, who started this game. Rivera out of the University of South Florida. Right-hand hitting catcher. 1 for 8 to start his summer. Tampa, Florida native. First pitch. Foul back. 0-1. Rivera was named to the Buster Posey National Collegiate Catcher of the Year watch list in the preseason. A .264 hitter with 3 home runs this year. A native of Puerto Rico originally. 0-1. Just missed off the outside, a changeup from Veen. Got an at-bat yesterday against Katuitt, went 0 for 1. And Veen deals a 1-1. Swing and a miss. Out in front of a changeup. And it's 1-2 on Rivera. Infield swung around slightly towards left. Chase Mydroth still playing pretty much in the normal second base position, but pass Ferreras fairly deep in the shortstop hole. Jordan Thompson playing deep down the third baseline. Mike Bovee off the line at first. A 1-2. Lifted foul off the right side. Cole Carrick, the center fielder, shading Rivera around towards right to the opposite field. Jack Costello straight up a little deep and left. Caden Connor a little in towards the right field line. And playing a little more shallow than you'd expect in this spot. Now takes a few more steps in towards the line. 1-2. Just missed off the outside corner. A fastball once again. And Veen will reset in a 2-2 count. Some golden hour sun enveloping the outfield here at Red Wilson Field. Streaks of shadow across the infield. The mound and home plate completely in shadow. And a 2-2 home. Swing and a miss, he got him. Strike 3 on Rivera, out in front of a changeup. The 5th strikeout in relief for Zach Veen. That's the second out here in the 9th. And the A's are down to their final out. They will be a pinch hitter for Rock Riggio, get a right-hand hitter in this game. It's Johnny Castanazzi, the infielder out of UNC. Will hit here his second at-bat of the summer. Got his first at-bat in yesterday's game against Katuitt, went 0 for 1. Right-hand hitter out of Massapequa. The first pitch home is swung on and missed for strike 1. Red Sox an out away from Coach Scott Pickler, tying John Schiffner, top the record books for the most amount of wins in Cape Cod managerial history. 0-1 to Castagnazzi. Missed away. Count goes to 1-1 overall. Castagnazzi, a .257 hitter, hit 10 home runs this year for the Tar Heels. Was a .351 hitter through the first 28 games of the regular season, but finished 5 of 44. The 1-1 home. Lifted out to center. Kara going back. A long way back. Still going back. That ball is off the wall on a hop. Castagnazzi heading towards second. The relay there is not in time. He's got a double. Didn't miss a home run by a lot. First hit of the summer for Johnny Castagnazzi in the tying run in scoring position with 2 out. Things are a little tenser now. With Jake DeLeo, the hitter, and he has been the Anglers' best hitter through the early goings in this season. He's 0 for 4 today, but came into this game hitting .467 in his first 15 summer at-bats. Castagnazzi, the tying run at second. 2 out in the 9th. Red Sox lead by a skinny run. First one home to the right-hand hitter. Swing and a miss. High fastball. DeLeo has struck out twice today. He's also grounded twice. Once into a double play. Cole Carrick playing him shaded towards left center. Pass Ferreras playing a deep short. Chase Mydroth a few steps to the right of second base, holding the runner as close as he can. Wide open space on the right side of the infield. Mike Bovey playing off the first base line. He's getting a big lead, 0-1. Away. Fernando Gonzalez looks him back to second. DeLeo, the Georgia Tech slugger. A second-year Angler. Holds his hands well out in front of him over home plate. Facing a 1-1 from Veen, tying run on second. First to look back to him. DeLeo missed about a month of action this season and getting a chance to prove himself on Cape Cod after an injury-plagued junior season. 1-1. Fouled off right side, and the count runs to 1-2, and the Anglers are down to their final strike. And a lingering crowd on hand to see Cape League history comes to their feet. Brings their hands together as Zach Veen engages with the rubber. Jake DeLeo back into the batter's box. Johnny Castagnazzi, the tying run on second. Red Sox lead 3-2. Here with 2 out in the 9th. 1-2. Just missed up and away a fastball. Could have been, but Tyler Bullock said no. Count runs to 2-2. Sunsetting here in Yarmouth at Dennis Yarmouth High School, the scene where Scott Pickler has finished off hundreds of wins, trying to secure win number 539, and DeLeo will add some dramatic tension, calls time. Castagnazzi doubled off the center field fence. With 2 out, that's where he stands in a 2-2 count to Jake DeLeo. Being a close set. The 2-2 home. Swing and a miss, he got him! And move over, John Schiffner. You've got company in the record books. Win number 539 for Scott Pickler. The Red Sox defeat the Anglers 3-2. And what an outing in relief for Zach Veen. His 6th strikeout in relief. He goes the final 3 1/3 scoreless as the Red Sox are able to down the Anglers in the first matchup between these two teams this season and secure Coach Pickler's spot alongside John Schiffner with win number 539. And we welcome you into our broadcast booth. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. And some of the pressure's finally off. The record is not Coach Pickler's, but he is one step closer, tying John Schiffner atop the record books with win number 539. And he rode his left-hander from Point Loma Nazarene College today. Carlo, what an outing in relief for Zach Veen.
Yeah, Zach Veen, a guy who came in here and struggled in his first outing, looked like a completely new pitcher today, had command of the strike, so never looked razzled despite giving up the long double to Castagnazzi, putting the tying run at second base, was in control of the pace and the flow the entire time, and got it done once again.
And almost poetic that the go-ahead home run would be hit by a returner for Coach Pickler. Past Ferreras, the go-ahead shot in the bottom of the sixth inning. The Red Sox wouldn't look back. Ferreras, another one of these returners who loves playing for Coach Pickler, got a taste, had to come back. Almost poetic, Carlo.
Yeah, past Ferreras, he's got some pop in his bat. I mean, 3 extra base hits, 2 home runs this summer, a double earlier in this game. Ferreras has been electric, and he's been a guy who's kind of brought over last year's mentality from this YD team, carrying over Scott Pickler's type of team and been a real leader for this group.
The Red Sox right now are amassed around the third base bag right now, talking as a team. Coach Pickler breaking it down with them giving him a hand. I'm sure that if you ask Coach Pickler, he doesn't care. He just wants to win. He doesn't care about the record. But the record for now is not his alone, but it is his. Him and John Schiffner with 539 wins. And if he's going to break the record tomorrow, he's going to do it against the Katuitt team that came into today without a loss. They came into today 9-0-1. The Red Sox a chance to quiet down the Kettleers tomorrow in Katuitt. We'll see you there. I've been Sam Lewitz. He's been Carlo Jimenez. For this one, the Red Sox beating the Chatham Anglers by a final score of 3-2. Zach Veen brilliant in relief. Past Ferreras, the go-ahead home run in the sixth inning. A barnstormer here at Red Wilson Field. We'll see you tomorrow from Katuitt.